Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. And welcome to the Esports Tower Valorant Rumble Week 3 Grand Finals Week. The Infernos have already locked in their spot. Who will they face? The Flood and Monsoons kick off the night with the spot in the Grand Final on the line. I am your host, Brandon Red Hots Koziantic, and joining me to call the action, as always, is Greg Old Soul Smith. And I want to ask you, Greg, first map's going to be on Icebox to go into the Grand Finals. What's your overall takes on Icebox, and what do you like about it?
Sover, Viper, Sage. I got to see him. I always need to see him. Verticality on the map. Always be looking above, always be looking low. You got to have the game sense to play this map. That's basically it. Yeah,
I will say the one thing recently people have been saying is it's called the purple-green meta in terms of you see Viper and you see Astra almost every game, and I think Icebox is no exception to that, as always, in terms of you're going to see that most likely on this map with Viper usually still holding B, and then Astra obviously providing the smokes and utility that every team kind of needs. So could see that coming out here. I think Icebox also is kind of a pretty comfortable map. We can kind of take a look at the standings as of now. We've seen the Infernos go all the way to the Grand Finals. The Floods and Monsoons Blue have kind of made their way here, and now for basically to decide who goes to that Grand Finals. So that's also very fun. Neon is eligible this week in Week 3, and obviously a new champion will also be crowned this week, since it'll be in the Infernos, and then the Floods has not won it yet, and then also someone else will start the Monsoons also. The Infernos, much like the Floods, have lost to the Drought, so we'll see the Infernos kind of make their way in the finals, and then obviously who will win this last game. And to get into that, we can go to Doc's Keys to the Game, which is presented by Esports Tower. In Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate angles. This is presented by Esports Tower. Scroll Pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And just like we've been kind of talking about, it's now going to be the Floods versus Monsoons on Icebox. So this is the last spot, obviously, the Grand Finals, like we've said. And the Monsoons are making their winter debut. So who will face off against the Infernos after this map? And obviously we're going to see a lot of cool agents and stuff. I'd like to see a Sova on this map too.
Oh, always.
I think Sova's a really fun agent on this map with all the lineups and stuff like that, and I think it offers a lot of utility on this map as well.
Yeah.
But I think Icebox usually kind of has a lot of comfortness on, I guess, like that, yeah, comfort on duelists in this map. We've seen a lot of different kind of duelists that each team has took on this map. We've seen Jets, we've seen the Reynas, we've seen, like, you know, the one duelist, and then have the Skies kind of act as the second duelist on this map. So I'm pretty curious to see what ends up kind of filling in there. Anything that you want to see or kind of maybe think it might happen?
I remember when Cypher was pretty huge on this meta, and he'll still pop up every once in a while. I would love to, just from an exciting gameplay aspect, see different duelists. It's kind of lame to me when two teams have the exact same build, and I understand sometimes the meta is super tight, and you have to stick with it. There's, like we were talking about, the Sova and the Sage and the Viper there. I think that's the pack you've got to have. Someone's teasing a Yoru over here. Forza, thinking about it?
No
I
way.
doubt it. I don't think so.
He has a pretty interesting rework coming in. Obviously, we'll kind of see that as that ended up going through in more weeks, but that has to actually like go through for, I guess, it to be worth kind of talking about.
And
but
until then, nobody plays Yoru except Ethos. So
I will say we'll probably see, like you said, kind of that double stage, kind of usually having that wall to get tube, and also it's really good on attacking on this map, because when you plant B, you can kind of have that wall of safety to kind of play in that default spot. Gives you enough there. Seems like both teams are kind of opting. Oh, he actually switched at the last second for Forza Horizon. We're going to see a Raze versus a Reyna in terms of difference of duelists. For the most part, everything's the same, which is kind of standard on this map. You know, you kind of see the things. I think also, like you were saying earlier, Cypher used to be, but I think with kind of how Viper works on this map, it's better to have Viper almost play like a Sentinel role, how she does on B defense, because she basically just holds it down like a Sentinel would.
It locks it up, cuts it up and locks it down really well.
Absolutely.
Now, I have an interesting kind of theory about foiling the Sova against the Raze.
Yeah.
In the idea that Sova's utility gets the most, utility when there's big open spaces, and the opposite with Raze. Raze is usually more for like cornering you and blowing you up, and if it's open space, then she doesn't take ground very well, but she can like really exploit small spaces. So putting them together, I feel like we're going to see them go apart from each other pretty consistently. That's my bet.
Yeah, I can see Raze doing a really good job of kind of holding that A defense there with those like short corridors.
The little maze right there.
Because a lot of the time, like at least with Icebox, when people are coming to A, the biggest thing is you just kind of want to slow them down.
Yep.
And so I think with Raze Grenade and Raze Boombot and stuff like that, you can kind of at least give them that moment that we can hear them and go off that. But it seems like they're kind of posturing back and forth for the Floods, kind of figuring out, I guess, where they wanted to put their members. Whereas I think Raze kind of just going around at the moment, maybe looking to play that mid area / the tube. We are going to see Sage actually not playing that tube in the very first round here. So overall, it's been kind of going around, and Monsoon's kind of playing standard here, just kind of fanning out, seeing how the Floods are feeling today. Floods obviously in the past are known for being a really disciplined defense team. So I think, as the Monsoons, maybe playing a little standard, but I think you're going to have to really use your util well against this team.
It looks like they're getting some good reads, maybe some audio cues that we're not getting, because everybody's postured towards A already, even though we don't have a lot of deep contact in the maze there.
Yeah, Reskin has a really good week last week, so I could see Reskin kind of being a big force on this map, especially for the Monsoons here. And then we're see some contact mid, not too much.
Despite a 3-on-1, he's taking it well. Itachi got to move back, and yep, like you said, not walling off that tube. Once the other team finds out, it's pretty easy access point straight to the kitchen there, and it gives you good spread to go either back of A or back of B. Start to see some people going down. It's 3v4 now, but low health on both the duels there, and there one goes. Yo, Ellie with the battle sage. We've already got, what's that, 2 kills?
As well.
Oh, good mark.
And then Forza had a great flank there, and Tube kind of getting that last one to make sure so they can secure that area.
Speaking of securing the area, we are 3-2, and everybody is on site. Jet looking to creep around the wall, has made it in.
And they also don't have time, so at this point, Floods have to stay alive, and they basically just win the round here.
Yeah, true.
It seems like they're going to kind of get going here, and that's going to be the end of the round. And the first round is going to go to the Floods here. And they're going to get the kill as well, which is always good for eco and stuff like that.
The kills.
I honestly think that they actually opted to not wall that the tube that we usually do, because I think what they did is they actually opted for a Molds Orb on the side of their stage. And then they kind of just went, like, we had 4 as a flank, so I think it was kind of fine. They kind of were fine with them going through tube early, just because I think, pistol round, you're pretty even there. So.
Yep. When did they get separated from the spike? Like, there was a time where I looked up and no one was really by it.
I think it's when Forza flanked for the last kill in Tube, they were trying to get it out of there.
Gotcha. Yep, because, I mean, and that is such a time kill.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe a little connectivity issue. That Sova's moving in late. Hopefully they got the gun.
No, he had a lineup.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Ooh. Great pistol play by Reskin right there. Getting a pick onto Ellie in a full save round, so any kill here is obviously going to be a good one.
The heal coming in, really tightening up that, making it basically a free kill.
Itachi is the only one holding this right now, and they basically have all 4 members here, so they can get Itachi and get a plant down. That's probably ideally for the Monsoons eco round here.
Yeah, and they're taking it pretty methodical. Oh,
unfortunately didn't get it either. Seems like no one was kind of there to trade him or anything like that. Itachi, obviously. Forza playing this with a judge.
Dang, and that's a cheeky place to play a judge, but as soon as they back you up towards yellow, all of a sudden the judge just loses so much utility. So once you've been found out, you kind of have to move. Yeah,
I think you have to be really in unison and at least in comms with your Viper to basically be like, hey, like, if you have wall me here, and then as soon as you walk back up, it's like, okay, you can put it down now.
Looks like Itachi really stood their ground and pushed them all off to tube again. Prior just missing.
Huge
maybe
flank here.
Ooh, is he going to get greedy, go for the 2? They didn't see him. Was able to take one. The 2 just can't stick the spray. Got some decent damage, though.
Yeah,
we've seen really low health on all the Monsoons.
30 seconds left.
They're coming into sight, though. Hopefully Forza can catch him here, and that judge is going to be really cheeky right here.
Okay, there we go.
Dang. That was a good pinch right there. That was basically a double flank.
I think overall, though, Monsoons is not bad for them. They got 2 on so this bonus is going to be a little weaker than it could be with the Floods there. And they got a lot of damage, I think, so not too bad in terms of an overall just full save round, stuff like that. I think you can't complain too much. Obviously, it was, pretty close to when it came down to it. There's a lot of low players, especially for the the Floods. At least, you had 4s at literally 6 HP, which is tragic. But overall, 2-0, kind of standard. Now we're going to see most likely the Floods kind of play this bonus round, and then Monsoons are going to be buying now. Or see, Prior, once again, love seeing him play the Sova. His Sova has been just really sick with lineups and shock darts and stuff like that. Ooh. So do love seeing that.
They're really pushing her back. Our defensive Viper's got to stand behind both walls now.
B playing
All the
hard
utility is
here
coming
this
out.
time.
Yeah, serious B play. A little bit of that verticality abused. Now they've really taken space. Now that Jet was able to clear it out by updrafting. Pebbles having to push back in with just a sheriff there.
Yeah, so the Floods are kind of just really playing this eco round for the most part, just using a small bonus, and so they're playing for next round, of course, which is the standard. But if they can get a couple kills here, it's pretty big. Ooh, I think the Shock Dart actually did a decent amount of damage right there.
That's good.
Shies get one. Luno also get another one.
The heal did come out, so that Shock Dart was really just...
It is now Pryor versus the world.
Ooh, let's see it, Pryor. You got an ace clutch with the defuse, no problem.
I think they heard him fake it, so they know he's really close.
Oh, he's cornered.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. And overall, wow, flawless from the Monsoon. That's a great buy round that you love to see, because now at this point, you know, you don't have to worry about someone buying a weird Spectre or something like that. So
man, to walk out with 28 points of damage total, that's a flawless.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so we're gonna see obviously Reskin doing some work, as you know, Reskin's a really good duelist, I'd say, especially on that Jet, usually the Jet player of the Monsoons, making a lot of space. Especially with the Operator, we saw Reskin got kind of pop off last week with that Operator, so do love seeing that. And it looks like they're kind of posturing towards another B that went pretty well, and so I think they're thinking, hey, you know what, let's run it back again.
Perfect.
And obviously, Icebox is kind of more defended side, so it's like the more rounds you get as attackers, it's obviously going to be great. It's kind of like a great.
Oh, that's a chance for 3 of them. It doesn't
okay.
happen. That means they've made the call. They got to put up with the ult, but it's so low health. Shot right out of the sky. A wasted ult. That is a rough one. Pebbles holding the ground here.
I was surprised Reskin ripped ult after being that low.
Yeah, that is crazy. I would have not popped that. And to push B so hard after they took a flawless, I understand it.
Okay, we're going to see kind of back and forth here. This is 3v4 now. We do have Sage kind of low, but might be healing. Yeah, Itachi takes down 2 and a huge flank here.
Spike down B.
An excellent flank, and now Luna's just cornered right here.
Oh, Itachi just hits him with the wide peak, honestly.
What a response to that flawless.
That was a fast round as well.
Yeah,
that was a really fast round. The one thing I've noticed is, especially on the Flood side, if Monsoons doesn't hit a site fast enough, or they're committing all 5, they will flank fast.
Yeah, no, they really do swarm. Both rotating out back, and like you're saying, we've seen decent flanks already, and we're not even halfway to the half.
Absolutely, and honestly, these rounds are pretty quick. Like, at least some of these rounds that have just been really, you know, one-sided have just been extremely quick. That last round, Floods just wiped the floor with them and then went next to it. And
that's the thing about semifinals, is you have to be aggressive and you have to be in the mindset pretty constantly, because only one map decides whether or not you get into the finals.
Yeah. No, it's obvious. He's going to have that Sage ult now, so if they trade 1 for 1 here, it's actually really good.
Ooh. That was a good understanding of angle advantage there, a good swing out when they had the angle advantage. Ooh, committing.
Ellie's now 1 point off ult. That could be huge. Great push by Milks. Does trade 1 for 1, though, so now it's going to be a 3v3. Although if Monsoons do plant the bomb, they do have that Viper Spit to kind of hold that out.
Here. Yeah, they're really held down already. But we see all of them kind of on either sides of the wall here, so they own the territory and could go for the plant.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they actually don't have Sage Wall now, though. So if they plant default, they're not really in that safety net that they're usually in.
That's fair. Do you think they'll go inside the tube, or do you think they'll still plant default?
I think if the most part, if they do get site, I think they end up will probably play default as well, because it's just easier to defend with. Reskin does take Forza down, so this is going to be a 3v2 now. I'm curious to see if they actually might rotate and think that they'll rotate out
kind of out in space. Oh, no, they're going for the rotate.
Yeah,
You're right.
Because I think they know that, you know, the Itachi's there, and so they're going to think, hey, you know what, we're going to rotate and just play off that.
It looks like...
I also like Reskin staying here.
Yeah, that's a good call. I was going to ask you,
like that,
do you ever throw some extra utility on your way out to convince them to stay a little bit longer, give you time to rotate? But leaving a person there is definitely the good call.
Yeah, because, I mean, trading 1 for 1 there is fine, because not only does it delay Itachi's rotate, it also makes so they can get on the site and then also get this Viper Pit off for free.
Exactly. It's not just 1 for 1, it's 1 for a plant and time to really shut a place down.
I like the knives here, a good try here. Does right click, but unfortunately has no reset here, so they are going to have to play basically just gun to gun. Although Luna does have the Spectre and is kind of lit, so Itachi doesn't have to hit too many bullets here.
But he's going to be so lit trying to go in, because Luna's going to stay deep there, and the decay is going to be a rough one.
He's going to see him.
It's pretty even match.
Oh, man. That was really close. I think Luna has
that flick was
21
gorgeous.
HP.
Definitely made a shot right in.
It scared me a little bit, because he was kind of like looking at that floor angle, but he looked up at the end there and had a really good chance.
I wonder if it is a visibility thing where he thinks he has the advantage if he looks down and then just watches the top of the monitor. But, geez, setting yourself in a long flick position, is that really the advantage?
I will say, Phantom probably would have killed him there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Although I think Icebox, you know, it obviously comes down to what you're comfortable with, and you know that's a small scenario. But just have to have an idea.
Considering what the rest of their positioning was like, they were playing pretty deep.
I'd love to see a really aggressive showstopper here from Forza.
Ooh.
I think that's what they're getting ready for.
I could imagine so, and that would be such a return. Let's see it. Ooh, potential for 3. Has to cash in on the 1. Almost there. Is able to follow up on it. Looks to get some. Ooh, trades up a little bonus there. Luno comes around and absolutely just brings him though.
Does have a res. It does get their res down. Monsoon. Actually, Floods have a res too, but obviously Forza is way too deep for that to be a res.
Yeah, and if Floods takes a res later, that means they put up 2 ults, and the other team only put up 1 and has the ult advantage.
Oh,
so
good.
I don't think
Prior could be default, but unfortunately they're actually playing in that Sage wall there. Ooh, wow, they actually go 2, and Monsoons are sorry, the Floods are ecoing right now, actually, so getting 2 right there is fantastic.
Good calls. Oh, they're pushing right up. Okay.
Ellie's flanking.
Do you rotate at this point?
Good. That was a good trade, though.
Yeah.
Oh, had their knife out too long.
Just caught with the pants down there. Little post-match warfare. Yeah, you have to be careful having that knife out, and I feel like that's something that a lot of low elo players really mess up, is that your game sense has to be on point. But with so many flanks coming right now, I don't think I'd have my knife out any time.
Yeah, I think, honestly, it's a mistake a lot of people make just because sometimes you're getting a lot of information, especially with comp games.
Yep.
Because these are all pretty good players here.
Oh, yeah.
I think the biggest thing is sometimes you just end up thinking, you know, there's no way they pick me here, and then they do, and you're like, okay, well, at least next time I shouldn't have my knife out.
Yeah, it's just like you're already in a bad position where if they peek you, you're kind of messed up, but expecting it to not happen and then acting off it just puts you in the mindset to not be ready.
Absolutely here, and we're see some utility go out. Great slow here by Ellie. Gonna slow 2 of them. Ooh, great grenade off the slow. Fantastic utility usage by the 2 of them.
Combo util makes me so happy. That's talks so much about team play right there. We've seen a lot of action on the tube, and man, that was a rough one. An absolute elbow shot right there.
Yeah, they got lit with the grenade there and just gonna play it off that.
Yeah. All right, they're moving straight in. Oh, defense did not make the call there. They're kind of spread mid and thinking A, and it's definitely a B push. They might even get spiked down right now. Yeah,
I'm surprised they get a spike off, actually, with how much they're dominating mid here, but no one was actually playing B main-ish area, so they got a free push.
Itachi in great position here.
If they have lineups, this could be better, but they do not have the guns to defend this.
Defense going
1 enemy remaining.
Deep to try to play him off. It looks like a pretty easy defuse here. And there it is.
Yeah, so honestly though, that's a fine Monsoon's eco there. They had stingers and stuff like that. They got 1, but they got spiked down. So obviously those extra credits are always great for utility and stuff like that. So not too bad of a round. Probably got some, you know, ult orbs and stuff like that, which are pretty important here.
Right.
I could see the Hunter's Fury probably going to be up here pretty soon. Must be within, you know, a couple points.
Looking forward to that, and that's always nice because as long as you guys ping spike, if you are walled off in a way that you can't play defuse, and we had this a couple rounds ago, it just opens up a lot of your options.
Yep, and we're going to see the Sova on the Monsoons are actually going to have their ult, so we could see that in terms of potentially of, like you said, that post-plant kind of area. But they're going to posture towards A. They have been kind of really forcing down this B area, so I could, you know, I could see Floods being kind of caught off maybe by this, or that's what they're thinking in terms of playing this really slow A.
They really are really slow, really anticipating the flank here.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can catch Pebble. Oh no, the look back just at the wrong time. That is so rough.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. But
you have to commit and dominate those angles like
Pebble's backing off. That's a great choice there. Get a little bit of information. Ellie does have a res here.
Committing to a spawn play. Reskin with a great move out. Oh, almost caught there right on top.
Wow, this is just a CT, or sorry, a T just spawn. They're just chilling in.
Ooh, just trying to snipe the ponytail doesn't happen. A good try, Milky. Yeah, they really. As soon as that Sage wall comes up, you've kind of set up your base there, and the game has like moved.
Oh my gosh! Forza's going crazy there. Okay,
Forza losing a 3v1, taking us to a 3v2.
Reskin knives with 50 HP once again. I think they're really feeling it with the knives. Like that's the only way they maybe. Great shot with Pebble.
Absolutely shuts down that ult. Okay, the second one doesn't happen.
Gets the reset.
That's nice. Wow, what a distant shot.
Stud does have the right click available for this, but they have 50 HP, so this would be pretty quick here. Oh, I don't think they saw him.
What a game. Oh, he's coming up on him now.
Oh, wow.
And that's a defuse for the Floods. That one was tight, though, and Monsoons definitely had the advantage considering that they both kind of got to site around the same time and had that knives out.
That was really, I mean, honestly, that was way closer than I thought it was going to be, but that was a great job from Pebble, at least just trading that 1-for-1 there. I think that's huge. And honestly, it was probably the difference in that round for them winning that.
Rezkin, some crazy replay kills there.
Absolutely. And it just, you know, that was really close to the right click here, but unfortunately it's gone ahead of time.
An interesting reflex, like you're saying, though, to hit half health and think, oh, an ult will save me here. Like, usually I commit to saying then, you know, try to get, you know, I don't want to call it suicide utility, but playing dangerous so that your team can play safer behind you.
I think it's a mentality of I have to knives here if we want the best chance of winning the round.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot. Even though they don't win it, they got really close because of it.
Yeah, no. Got a lot out of it. And the credits you get from that is huge.
Yeah, they do have the Sage ult once again. Milks has been just getting all these ult orbs, I will say, and it's getting that ult really fast.
Definitely been hogging on those, and the wall placement really changes where the game is.
Oh, harsh here and Rip here. Does hit 2 of them. Misses that one
almost
again.
out of the one. A misread on the last.
They're both really low now. Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Pryor getting tons of utility here. Ooh.
If only it went in there. Next one might, though. Yep. Okay, good try there. They do have the res, but I don't see them using it here. They're kind of surrounded by everything, and they're about to get laps on.
One enemy remaining.
She could sneak out the back door and find one, but she is so pinched right now.
No, does get one, but unfortunately Pebble is also behind you, so. Floods are doing a great job of kind of pinching the Monsoons in these spots. Because it seems like Monsoons are trying to play default, but their default is more so just playing slow and not actually spreading out.
Yeah.
So they're allowing kind of Floods to just kind of instantly run through and then get all the angles that you don't want them to have.
Yeah, really good pack play is great when you play forward and the other team plays forward. You know, it's like marching and shooting in straight lines.
Yeah.
But as soon as the other one takes a more guerrilla pinch play, then all of a sudden half your pack has to be playing backwards as it walks, you know, into fresh territory. I think they got to spread out a little bit more because we already see B.
Pryor playing really aggressive with the start and going in.
See if they can get any utility off that. They're so ready for the flank here, which is nice, but they're letting it happen by standing there. Hopefully.
Seems like Floods is playing a lot more discipline this round because I think they're kind of waiting for some noise first. Pryor has a really good flank here if they don't check this. Oh, great check by... Oh, nice shot. Great job by Shy there to actually peek that with the rope there to make sure that they can't get cheesed or anything. Where's Itachi with the op?
There.
Playing really aggressive here. Does have a dash available, though. Forza gets one. Has no grenade, but 2 points off the showstopper. Reskin kind of holding this defense here with Pebble kind of looking to peek mid, but unfortunately has the knife out. Okay. Wow, Pebble is... Oh, he's going on top.
Oh, Pebble could have had it there when they had their knife out.
Itachi does get one and Shy. Great job there. Gets 2.
That was a satisfying one.
Going with a little no-scope action here, a little back and forth. Great try there, but unfortunately, Pebble does have the weapon. And I think with Itachi getting this op, it's going to be pretty hard for the Monsoons to kind of make a move here. They do have the Viper's Pit, though, and a Hunter's Fury. So I wonder if you can kind of combo that with, you know, ripping Hunter's Fury pretty early in the round to kind of get some space, and then looking to take over a site from A site, possibly.
Okay. I could see that. Yeah, and they definitely need to start.
This is a great jar right there.
Such a good one.
The one thing I always like is sometimes people are like, oh, why they dash there? They know danger. But the thing is, you don't know where they are all the time. So I think you just getting that kill and dashing out, it provides so much more than just trying to greet something else.
It's a good reflex to have, just to like really take the kill and make sure it doesn't become a 1v1.
Okay.
Let things kind of settle and reset.
Yeah, Floods is actually going to just Viper Spit here at A. Going to be really hard for Monsoons to push here. They do have the Hunter's Fury, though, so they can tag the Viper with the drone. That could be huge. Oh, great job. Unfortunately, there's just a little bit, one little ping of the recon dart. Ellie walking in here, just kind of holding it as well.
Oh, such a well-placed
Razor grenade now.
Paint shells right there, yeah.
This Raze is doing a really good job of this A-hold.
Yeah, they really pushed them straight out. And pushing into Viper's Pit usually means you're only dealing with the Viper. Oh, this mid play.
Good Viper wall right there.
Oh my gosh. Looking hungry for that third one. Ready for it. Might not be there. He's kind of getting pinched here.
Oh, great try there.
Became so close.
But that gave enough time for his team to rotate there. So I think overall it was like a 1 for 2. which is fantastic, obviously, for the side of Floods, and they're already up one.
Definitely. Now they're kind of stuck here, and they're just letting Floods play into them. Do you think they're trying to...
I think they could be trying to save here, or they're kind of figuring out which route they want to take, because they know that Viper Spit is still A, so that's really the thing holding them back from just rotating A.
You don't really have time to figure things out. Once you make a decision, you have to sprint.
Ellie's hitting a lot of these really good shots that just only those head glitch spots. She's just really hitting those headshots.
We know we've seen some really cheeky, just barely over the wall, like forehead only shots, like ponytail hits.
And those are hard shots to hit, so she's making them count.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's 9-2 here for the side of Floods. I mean, at first, it didn't seem like it was kind of a really one-sided, but the Floods are doing a great job of defense here, although Monsoons could do the same thing back to them, so we don't really know here. Could win this round and have the 9-3 curse. That's probably the most ideal, obviously.
Yep.
But overall, I mean, not too bad from each teams here. I think the biggest thing now is Floods are having a lot of momentum, and they're doing a great job of defending, and especially just moving around to make it hard for the Monsoons to kind of react.
Look at this read. We could see a great A play here if they push pretty hard. They're finally pushing pretty hard, yeah. We leave Milky to watch the back is a good call.
Right off the back. It's really I mean, Itachi's with this op is making it really hard for the Monsoons. He's just instantly picking these people off.
Ooh.
Could be holding this mid now, but I don't think there's a way they actually go through mid here.
No, I wouldn't.
Not kill my allies.
Oh, it looks like they brought that back, so we're 5-5. Interesting kind of split push here, and we have the op leading. If it can take out that Sage, that would be huge, and then we just own B site.
We do have the Sova ult available, so I'd like to see that be used here, but for the last round, because I don't think it's been used for the Monsoon side this entire half.
And there was that kill on Sage. There's an absolute B vacuum. Everyone's already committed to moving over. Another just absolute distance kill. Still playing here in Snowman.
Yeah, Virus coming out.
Plant.
Oh, great spray there.
That was a good one.
Okay, here comes the Hunter's Fury that I was talking about coming out here. Let's see if it gets any kills or hits anyone. Oh, just misses that op shot.
That was a close one.
Oh, the shorty jump with the showstopper. Good try.
And the leg shot switching.
Forza Horizon does not care in the slightest about his HP.
Nuh-uh.
Which, I mean, hey, when you're a Raze, I think you need a Raze to play like that.
Yep. It has to be all gas and no brakes for Raze. We've seen that since beta.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Team Ace.
And Monsoons 9-3. That was a really great round.
Yeah, 9-3 cards come out. Team Ace is always fun to see. Everybody was all on for that one. That was a good push, and that kill at the beginning was super critical to make that vacuum on B and just have everyone pull into it. Kind of makes it makes it an unfair game.
Yeah, I will say that Sage ult was actually really big there, just because they went down immediately from a 5-4, but the Sage did go back and res that to becoming obviously have that 5v5 back again. So I think that was a great play of just kind of waiting a little bit, getting that res back up, and making the numbers back and forth.
Especially considering on the defense side, because if you're playing 4 and your attack, that just means maybe you have like a flanker that doesn't get anything, or someone just kind of walking around looking for a kill that doesn't get anything. But having one down on the defense means that like either of your sites are just weaker, and they can kind of pick where they want to go and be in the advantage.
Yeah, seems like the Monsoons the Floods, they're really overloading this A site, and they're going to be going pretty hard. And we do have 2 on the flank from the side of Monsoons here, so they have to push here pretty fast before anything can be solved. Ooh, nothing too much yet, just some back and forth kind of utility. Milks doesn't get a kill on Itachi, which is pretty big.
Oh, yeah, but they're pretty deep, so we have... Wow. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely took down quite a few. Tried Pengy and Reskin getting kills, but Pyro and Pebble are falling back. Pyro with another good one. It's got to back up this Viper. It's not quite there. Caught on the weapon switch. Pyro low health. Runs back, tries to just save a little bit.
1v1 here. Pyro probably has lineups knowing him, but he has no shock darts.
Oh. It's just Frenzy v Ghost, and Luno's already given too much time, so now the rotation can be gone anywhere. They cannot know where they can be. Yeah, they are kind of running out of time.
Pyro's getting a little antsy, though. Does see him.
Saw the eyes.
Oh, gets him pretty lit right there, though.
And you've got to stick it here, so he can just fall straight down and go for a melee, honestly.
And that's exactly
there it is.
Great, well played by Pyro there, just kind of taking his time. Luno obviously has to play that pretty slow there just because they don't know where they are at all. I think it's better Pyro dies right there, actually.
Does that get the ult point if you stay alive, though?
If you stay alive, it doesn't.
But even if you win?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you live at the end of the round, you don't get an ult point anymore.
Crazy.
So I think it's honestly fine. Like, yeah, you lose a Frenzy, but
Frenzy.
You're going to be upgrading anyways. Like, you should be buying Spectres next round because you won it anyways, so I think it's fine. It's a Frenzy anyways at the end of the day, so... And since Hunter's Fury is 8 ult points, you definitely want to get that stacked as fast as possible. Okay, that was a great round. Flood's up 10-3 here and should be having a, obviously, upgrading. We see a Vandal there, I think, from Reskin, Itachi, which is, oh my gosh. Oh, great shot by Warrior there.
Good plays there, taking right in, able to get that Sage wall down, so they're going for the plant here.
Itachi gets one, but still is really low. I think they do have Sage heal up. Actually, probably not yet. Oh, Reskin, great shot to Ellie. 3v3 now with Flood's Itachi being really low.
It's alright, Itachi's not worried about health. They'll go in like they got 100 every time.
Oh, I think they're behind him.
Oh, shot.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, this is intense. Wow, what a lineup.
Cool lineup. Oh, great shot.
Gonna get rid of that lineup.
They did get half. So I think they're actually just going to get it done here because they don't think it's half. Yep.
Yeah, I can totally understand wanting to back off site so that you force the other team to spend more time looking around, but when they've got that much time, they can do a quick check around yellow and just be like, hey, have one person stick it and another person watch the entrance and they're stuck there. I think that works a lot better on Haven C than anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I will say also is the Monsoons actually forced there as well, and so they won that as well, and I think that's a really good call from them because I think when it's 9-3 and stuff, you kind of need something, or it was 10-3 at the moment, but I think it was a good idea to just force there and then play off that, and now it paid off. So now it's going to be 10-4. I think Itachi did get to keep his Vandal, though, so they're going to have at least one weapon going into this.
Looks like that Oni Phantom there, too.
Reskin instantly actually getting him down, but they do have the Vandal still.
Ooh. Oh, no. So close, but they lost it.
Trade 1 for 1. It's going to be a 4v3 now inside of Flux. Forza tries to get something going. Unfortunately, Luno.
Forza love those shotgun kills, and that's such a Raze mindset.
See some utility here, but it seems like Flood's going to be rotating out here, maybe looking for something else.
Okay, just trying to sneak in, making all the pings, really holding down the site while people move over, but it's the wrong move. People are already moving over to B site, or at least they're considering it. They might actually go mid.
Yeah, Floods are kind of...
they're just playing with me.
They're kind of second-guessing themselves, I think, with maybe that they think, obviously the Viper's there or something like that.
They were so close, but the rotations have been made, everyone's spread back out, and now it's a 2v4. They got to pack together. They're thinking about going up 2, but we've got someone waiting near kitchen already. So
yeah, and Warrior has pretty low HP, but is going to get the Sage heal now. Yeah.
So now it's back.
Oh,
Everyone's
Luno
up to basically
does see them at the last second, though.
Goodness, decides to back off. Kind of forces them to push out, playing for time here. Only 30 seconds to take sight from a lot of people.
Nice wall. Ooh. And they're waiting, I think. Oh, I think Milks might be stuck now, actually.
Oh, yeah, they've got him split up.
Ellie gets a kill on the Milks there.
That's a rough position to be in, but Pebble's going down for the plant. Can Warrior get up to him quick enough?
Does
so close.
Yeah.
1 HP, and they're down. One person to defend this. Can Ellie get on the side?
Great shot. I think it's... Oh, wow. That was a really good angle from Warrior and a great shot.
Yeah, super cheeky angle, but Ellie just walking into that blind was not the call.
That's Team Ace from the side of Monsoons. That's great. Now 10-5, and I think they should have, full weapons now for both teams, I'd say. Yeah, we're going to see that. Reskin popping off in Itachi. I will say, these Jets in the Esports Tower the last couple weeks have been phenomenal.
Oh, just a cut above. Yeah, we've seen some crazy stuff, especially Reskin and Itachi. I remember them specifically last week.
Absolutely, and I think it's just really up in the game in terms of, I think when you see, especially if you're a Jet player in a different team, that really makes you want to get better as well. Yeah. Because you don't want to be outdone by these other Jets.
Especially not. And there's an IGL mentality that comes from having someone who can, clean up a site like that and give the rest of their team a chance to make utility. Ooh, Itachi going in for a greed kill right there. Goes to try to follow it up. They're just backing off. They're absolutely taking sight here. I love it. Still in front of the wall, though.
Yeah, I think they're having their wall drop down like we see now. Yep, you see that purple wall coming through. Pryor just kind of getting some information with the drone here.
So it looks like it's clean out.
They might just rotate out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Itachi's going to stay like usual, kind of playing for these picks back and forth. He does a great job of that.
Yeah, that's a rough one to rotate out. Shy Penguin trying to be sneaky here with his placement.
Oh, great. That's a really good recon drone.
What a play. He sees all 4 of them there. It's going to be another spawn play here. Almost gets that one. Pebble racing in with the spike. He's going to be met with the Sage on the Monsoon side.
Yeah, Milk is holding this. Oh, great Viper's Pit. But the thing is, I think Milk's might know it's a 1v1. Unfortunately, that was a great job by the Sova Dart to come in. So kind of illusions there's more there.
Yep. Milky's just can't drop into that, so Pebble owns the site and is letting people rotate over slowly.
Milks gets onto one, though. Does get Prior, so that's a good start. 3v3 here with Viper's Pit.
Oh, Riskin's out of minute.
Ooh, great shot by Forza and Rise. That's a huge flank by
One
them.
enemy remaining.
Blast Pax gets in there. Oh my gosh.
Man.
That was a great rotate by Floods there.
Definitely. It was a good call.
Yep, they kind of recognized, hey, there's a lot of people here, and so they're kind of just slowly play out, and they're gonna have the flank. They've done I will say the Floods do a really good job of kind of always having that one floater of always just being in the back of your minds.
Sure.
Like they always have, you know, either Itachi kind of floating, they have Forza Horizon floating. They always kind of have these double angles that you could never feel safe with just holding one.
I don't like that they almost got caught in spawn there, though. That was pretty close. And just being able to have that frame where a Sova camera could see all of them at once is not a great position to be in.
I think it was a really good spot by Shy, though, just kind of playing that over the top of using that shipment crate to their advantage. Reston's going to kind of get a shot off, obviously dash out there. Shy with another Marshall as well. Does have the full utility still. Where's the Warrior flanking? Itachi gets one.
People moving in, but they already know moment sight. Wow, what a good pinch right there.
These duels are
looking to
just
get
making
some utility
plays
right
happen.
back as they go down to the plant at the default.
One enemy remaining.
And I don't think we've got any lineups to hold it a defuse away, so...
Itachi, the 3K, instantly pops the knives and really just wants to keep going crazy.
Man, Itachi, the 50 health knives again and again.
Yeah, him and Reskin are both just really, you know, hey, we're going to rip these knives as soon as we get them. And honestly, I like that. I think it's a good way to look at it because, I mean, sometimes you're not going to have it every time, or sometimes you can, you know, you're not going to have that good scenario. So I kind of like them just ripping knives sometimes. And, ooh. I like Luna really committing to this, just kind of holding it.
Luna's really holding because, like,
they do need a peek at the end here.
Oh, nice. So good.
And now that we're going to have the game point here for the Floods, it's going to be 12-5.
Match
Let's
point.
see.
And Itachi is kind of just really raking in the kills here. Got 3K last round, just pushing ahead of his team before anyone else and making it really hard for the Monsoons to kind of adapt or even defend against it when they're splitting and creating so much space as duelists should do.
As we move into this round, look at this ult economy. How many ults do you think are going to be popped to try to secure this game and finish it match point here?
Yeah, I think the showstopper we're going to see, I think we're going to see a showstopper here pretty fast.
Yep.
I think Forza has just shown that whenever they get the showstopper, they're just playing really aggressive here.
Let's see it. Already considering playing aggressive or maybe just getting a good hold.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. And a good reply. I definitely saw the Viper's pick coming.
Oh my gosh.
Thing out of it. They're able to take down their Sage, which is huge.
Oh,
Takes
it
a
doesn't
res
get
off
Luno,
board.
unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. They may have overcommitted here a little bit right into that Viper's pit.
Yep.
And they've got to move out. They've already got one waiting for him there at the spawn here. Milky loves playing back here. A good walk, setting a good pinch. They've got to walk into this angle.
Oh,
Almost
good
takes
try.
one down.
Yeah.
But now they've got a free site to take. If they don't want to deal with Shy, they can just walk past. Looks like they're considering
It's still
it,
a 3v3 at the end of the day, though.
they actually walk back. Hey, what a good read.
And the Viper's Pit's actually going to drop here.
That's so good.
Unless, I mean, it does last a really long time, though, so
it's gotta go down.
they might be able to get it back, actually. Okay, it just goes down, yeah. So they waited that out. They have the Empress here from Monsoons. I'd like to see that, because if they lose this round, it's over. So if you don't use your ult, you're just not going to be able to use it at all. Oh, Luno gets one, but Shy is really low now.
Spike
great
planted.
shot.
One enemy remaining.
Good response, but it's a 1-by-1. So
One
Pebble
enemy remaining.
cleans it up and brings us to a 1v1, and he's got the spike. He just has to play for time. He does not have to be aggressive here. So he's backing off a little bit. Luno has to push in and take that.
I would say if they have lineups, it's going to be really hard to do this.
Oh,
And I
definitely.
think that's exactly where Pebbles is going. Yep, he's going to
Ooh,
go
we
with those
love it.
lineups.
What a good play. Just waiting for that noise.
Luno does know that they have to push here, because if they don't, they're just get lineup.
And he's got the time.
Oh.
Going in for the kill.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, they didn't get him,
so tight.
Did get one shot. The thing is, at this point, Luno, they can actually just go back and have another lineup.
Toxins going up.
Yep, and the... Oh, does the snake bite get there in time, though?
Toxin screen down.
It doesn't.
Unreal.
Wow.
So tight. That brings us to 12-6.
And
Another match point.
see, Luno played that in the exact, the exact kind of mindset of, if I was Viper, what do I do here?
Right.
And they know, hey, if I don't push and look for this, for Pebble in terms of their lineups, then I don't win the round.
And what a game of chess with those two, because if they get too close, if they get too far away, having mains play against each other, like a Viper on Viper or Jet on Jet matches, are so good because it gets so technical with, what would I do? What are their options?
Yeah.
What a good display right there, bringing us into the 12-6.
And 12-6 here, and they have 2 rounds here going for the Monsoon, so it's still not over yet. I like the mentality of, hey, it's not over yet, we don't give up, and we're going to keep
never
going
over until it's over.
Yep.
Coming in strong here, and that wall has been huge. They could basically take default anytime they want. We see it a lot recently.
Monsoons do have 3 ults here, obviously one being the Sage res to reactively use. 1 for 1 there. They do have the Sage ult still. They have the Hunter's Fury. Yep, we're going to see the Milk's res. Great, 5v4 here.
We could see a res on the other side too to bring us to 5-5, but the spike's already down. It would be massive.
I think it's really hard with a spot that Force died. Oh, great, Hunter's Fury gets Prior once. Unfortunately, does not get another one, but does get him hit once.
He does prioritize instead of trying to chase the ghosts and get kills, just trying to clear off that spike.
Oh, wow, just fuses. Great job using that wall.
Yeah, in the heat of battle, is able to use the second wall and just go and take the nice little corner off of it. That's why Sage is so meta on this map, literally for that spot right there.
Yeah, so that spot's huge. And honestly, 12-7 is crazy. I mean, Monsoons are making a big comeback
What a
here.
comeback
They're doing a
indeed.
great job, and I'd love to see just players really work at it, even though you're at, like, you know, you're so behind and it feels, you know, not motivating and it sucks. But at the end of the day, I like how you're just, you know what, guys, we can still win this. Just keep playing round by round.
For sure. Yep. Came here to play. You can't just stop
The one
playing.
thing I will say is I do want to see some Warrior Empress. I feel like it's been held a little bit here, but I mean, hopefully we can see a good scenario here soon.
It's been in pocket. It is a pain when they pop them immediately, but you know you're going to keep getting kills.
Yeah, because basically his Empress is actually only 5 ult points. You can get it really fast. Ellie gets a kill into, Ellie get the double, and looks like Ellie said, all right, guys, it's time to actually win this now, but does get
Luno
traded.
chipping in as well.
Yep.
Ellie has been crazy this game.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to see a 4v3 here. Tachi does get hit by the drone, but unfortunately I don't think they can actually do anything from that.
No, dashes into the wall. It's kind of stuck back there.
So I think we're going to have double lineups this time because I'm pretty sure Prior obviously knows some lineups for this.
Oh,
Warrior is flanking.
Ooh.
Does get one.
Nice. Oh, really turns him back. They've kind of got him corralled in.
Oh, there's the Empress. Great job cutting that corner.
Player standing.
Oh, and just like that,
That was a good place to pop it, though.
Absolutely. And the Floods are going to win that game and make it on to the grand finals, which they will play against the Infernos. And the one thing I will say is, you know, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw the last game where we saw great effort by both teams there, and especially not letting it up by the Monsoons, but the Flood do win. Esports Tower really takes its time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to give a shout-out to Coach Halter, and if those who haven't checked out Esports Clubs, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. So we can bring up the bracket here and see basically how people got here and stuff like that. We are going to see now the Grands, and overall it's been a great week of, you know, Esports Tower. I think each week is just getting better and better, and we see the Floods took over the Monsoons Blue, which will be playing the Fernals, which are having next. So the Floods secure a spot in the grand finals and have a shot at their first winner title. They take on the Infernals after this break. So thank you so much for watching that first game, and we will see you after this break.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting it from the Boise State Esports Game Pants Arena. And welcome to our Esports Tower Winter Rumble Week 3. We are ready for our Week 3 Grand Finals. The Infernals and Floods face off, both looking for their first title of the winter. Who will win Game 1 on Icebox? I am your host, Brandon Red Hots Koziancic, and joining me to call the action is no one other than Greg Oldsoul Smith. And this is going to be a great Grand Finals, Greg. What do you think about either both teams or anything you want to kind of see there back and forth?
I'm really looking into it. Again, when it comes to such long games like this, it's got to be reading. I want to see each team really adapt to the other play style of the team, and then once the other team does that, adapting again.
Absolutely. I think that's a great way to put it, short and sweet. And I will say I do want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have been graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarships. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all these opportunities these players are getting, and especially to see them grow over time and see how great these players have become. And obviously we see that Valorant money is always great and stuff like that. See that number high up there. And this gets us right into Doc's Keys of the Game, which are presented today by Esports Tower. Scroll Pro advice at esportstower.com. And in Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate those angles. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And now we are going to get into our first grand final game of the night. And can the Floods take the early lead after last grand finals loss, or the Infernals strike first to set the Floods on the back foot? Let's hop into Icebox and find out. We saw the teams last time, or the comps last game. What do you think? You think we're just the same stuff, or you think anything will change?
Very similar. I mean, I have a real rinse and repeat approach. So if you just finished up a game that worked really smooth, you've got the synergy down, you have the callouts down, I say just do the same thing again. But
yeah, I agree.
I'd love to see how the Infernos take this.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we'll see, obviously, is I think the...
there it is. Yep, gotta have the Viper, gotta have the Sova, and Jet, very understandable.
Yeah, I can see Floods running it back for sure.
Yep.
Ellie did a fantastic job on that Sage, so I wouldn't be surprised there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're kind of flip through, do all the fun stuff, but...
Ooh. They're teasing us with this guy. Ellie on this guy I think would be huge, especially considering how aggressive they were last time. And to play an aggressive Sage correctly is, I think, a really technical sport, considering that you're supposed to be kind of backup pack to provide support and have the walls, but then to get so many kills, that was massive. And they had such just distant shots.
Yeah, I also do like seeing these Sages who have really good aim, just very all fundamentals of aim playing that Sage, because once you put your utility down, that's all you got.
Yeah.
So you just being able to click heads and stuff like that is great.
I think low elo, it's easy to say that, oh, I'm a good Sage player, because you kind of just stand in the back and you throw your stuff wherever, but really competitive play these teams today, we see really technical Sage play.
And I think it's great. I mean, the one thing I will say is they just did a great job of holding their wall for these B sites. We saw a lot of great walls, and especially that wall. I mean, they ended up losing, but Milk had a great defensive wall. They ended up getting a defuse because of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a huge thing. And we're going to hop into game 1 with the Infernals versus the Floods, and I think this is going to be a great game back and forth. We are going to see the two skies this time. So, obviously, they maybe probably did some scouting ahead in between the little time they had and said, you know what, we think Sky actually is a better pick here. It can always be one of those things that while you're in game, you could say, well, this worked, but I think it might be a good job to give it this a try.
Yeah, and I think that's already, before the first walls are even up, talking about adaptability.
Yep.
Because if you know that they have a Sky, they might be on a different playstyle, yeah. So we actually see a pretty close matchup here. We lost a Sage on the Infernos, but we traded out for that Raze, which so much energy was provided from that Raze last turn, and just being on like 5 health and still using all your utility to go in, I love seeing. Speaking of high energy, it looks like it's a full 5-person B push, and the intro, intro utility is already out, so they are making their slices in. Kinetic looking for that verticality. Might smooth over this, taking care of the Boombot early on.
I will say Kinetic was really explosive last week as their Jet player, and obviously we saw last game kind of Itachi playing really aggressive on the Jet player as well, so I think those two key players are going to be the ones to watch this game for sure.
Viper's getting some good heal. Man, that always knocks me over a little
we're
bit when
seeing a lot of rotate.
Something else.
Yeah, I know, right? I will say we're seeing a lot of rotates, kind of, especially this last game that we've kind of warmed up with. We're going to see the Infernos actually rotate to A, and we're going to see, you know, some little resistance, but overall it'll be a 4v2, so I do have the numbers.
Ooh.
Great flash.
Oh, such a good flash. They almost got so much money off that
Rally
right there,
takes
but it
one
didn't quite
down.
happen. The dog moves in to clear some space, and Mo plays right off of that, going into the defuse plant, and actually plants away from the wall.
Yep. Okay, we're going to see not too bad of a trade here. Vipers is pretty low, and we're going to do a great, see, you know, that kind of Sage combo with the Sky to be able to kill each other. So Mo's really low.
Going for the plant and evacuate strat. I like that, but you don't have a lot of players here that can line up shots. You really just have, you know, some gunners.
Oh, Itachi, great shot. Oh, and Forza with
still in the air.
Another two.
Goodness. Forza on the Ghost taking both of them. That's crazy. Though, there was a lot of assist on that. There were 3 faces next to that kill. No, people have been all over each other. So that's the energy I hope we keep this whole game. Yeah, let's go back to talking about rotations.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, you know, sometimes we've seen in the past where a lot of Icebox teams will kind of just really force that A. It's like, you know, really kind of standard to be like, all right, first round, let's go A, and just let's see who has the better aim.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I kind of like seeing, hey, let's just overload B, and then, you know what, let's rotate out.
And it's interesting because if you can threat rotating out, you kind of keep the other team on their toes too. You can't put too much utility into the defense because they can just bait utility and then walk.
And the one thing I will say is Squad's doing a really great...
Oh, massive fucking 3K right out the doors there. It's taken by Zed Evan, but it's just not enough. He's able to get the spike and he's low health, going up the tube, trying to get another one, and the spike, or the site is just open. Kinetic is already there. Zed Evan holding his ground, takes the second one, holds that 22 health, and hopefully...
And now we see a 2v2. Kinetic is kind of flanked. Oh, does get flanked by Forza Horizon. And did have a Spectre there, so that's pretty huge. Zed Evan is actually going to have 22 HP here, so just one shot from both these players is going to go down here, but might be looking to rotate to A and get a potential plant down. I don't know if they have lineups or anything like that, but if they get the plant down at the end of the day, that's probably more better than not. So
he might just go under tube. Not the right call. So close.
We're good here. Yep.
Looking to go backside, though he might be met up with both of our players here looking for the rotation. Ooh.
I mean, they could play to cheese here, which is what they're thinking. Oh, yeah. So they're too low HP to kind of do something like that. Ellie gets finishes that off. Great job.
Excellently played, Ellie.
And the one thing I will say is how you're kind of talking about how teams adapt and stuff like that pregame. And I will say, I think Floods have been a really great team, especially this week in adapting. Like right now, we're seeing Floods all over the place, and they're defending, but they're putting so much pressure on the attackers with how much they move. It's just really... honestly cool to see that the Floods are just kind of switching it up all the time with these flanks and holding angles that they don't usually hold and stuff like that. So it's really good to see.
Man, Itachi with the 3K cheese right there. Zed Evan following it up to get the 2, and then it's just kind of stranded without info. That was an interesting round for sure. Oh, an early flash, but Mo just... sorry, they just keep playing right into it.
I think that's kind of more of a info gathering flash.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really get anything off that, but you get the info.
Flashes for info.
Zed Evan kind of be pushing up here. Unfortunately, a lot of flashes coming up here. Does trade 1 for 1, huge. Wall getting down, playing that usual spot.
Yeah, walling off for a spike down with a minute still on the clock. I love that.
Ooh, someone really low in the Inferno. Zed Evan. I think he got shock darted. Oh, great dash.
Looking to take that second one in the sky. It's just a 2v1.
Oh, wow. Itachi with the 2K on the Sheriff here.
Last player
Ooh.
standing.
Zed Evan's quite low. He can very well win this. You know his team screaming at him. He's won.
He's won it. He's won it.
Okay, Zed Evan's playing around
On the
here.
wrong side. He does
Cannot
not have
see
the space
actually.
force. He's gonna move all the way around.
Itachi playing this really disciplined.
Oh my gosh. Itachi going in for the
Probably halves it.
Oh, so good. Man, that was a really deliberate play style that we'd love to see from Zed Evan. That was crazy. I'm sure the team was hot on the mics there.
Yeah, I know, and the thing, because obviously, if you hit him for that much, you're like he's so low, like he's one tap, and
goodness.
Itachi almost clutched out, but unfortunately, I think just when he tapped it that one time and didn't see him, he probably was like, well, where is he? So, I mean, obviously, that was a great play by both teams, but unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, Infernos do take that up. So,
and what a good wall there.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going to see them kind of just hovering over towards this B site. Obviously, I think maybe a save here from the Infernos, which it seems what they're doing with Zed Evan having the only gun from last round. Ooh. Ult Orb out. We do see Zed Evan with the Hunter's Fury up. Forza Horizon really low. Oh, reloading.
Oh, caught with a refuse.
Not dead, though.
Yellow.
Somehow.
I don't really know where Forza is looking.
Yeah, I was saying on Forza, I was like, yo, you're trying to kill your own teammates or
those
what?
are mans, guys. Ooh, already with the lineups. I love how he already has the smoke out before the spike even goes down. There's such an energy flow where they know they're safe.
Flame has not actually gone down yet, though. There's just a lot of bullets going back and forth here. Hunter's Fury still available. Could be potentially keeping that for post-plant.
Oh, so close.
Oh, nice jiggle peeks there from Soul.
Finally gets that one out.
Yeah. Really, I think that's just that's some really good just fundamentals right there. Just a little jiggle peek back and forth.
Man, that Reaver Sheriff reload makes me so happy every time.
It's great.
That's so cool. Oh, wait.
Yeah, they're going to rotate. We're going to see, I think Ellie is kind of holding this mid.
Oh, Ellie, can you get him? Mo's ready for it, though. A nice smooth move over. Doesn't think he sees anyone. Another game right there.
Oh no! Prior there was with a Odin.
Yeah,
so that's interesting.
Sova Odin is a classic combo right there.
Fun.
And they're going back to probably the B.
Prior with the flank.
Ooh, the rotate.
10 seconds left.
Okay, Solexic's a good one. Oh my
remaining.
gosh. Solexix is 3K here with the Sheriff this round and is popping off.
Solexic absolutely mad. Got upgrades to the Odin. Love to see it. Hopefully they can get the utility out of it right here around this corner.
Has kind of a hunch that there is just like that. Wow.
Man, the ADS right to the jaw with the Odin. That is so intense.
That was a huge round from Solix there, just popping off with the Sheriff. And does a really good job of, just peeking back and forth to get that head lined up and then working off that.
Infernos, they kind of had a first round where they moved really slow and they had to move back and forth and it kind of was drawn out. Then that second round, they really pushed in and they were kind of paid for it. So the third round, they really pushed in as well, and I don't think it went as well in their favor. So I think I'm anticipating a nice slow push here as well, but it looks like they've got one straggler, otherwise stacking up B pretty hard. So they might just be going full energy from here on out, because they did take that round.
Yeah.
They've taken every round where they full push.
I also kind of like the idea of they kind of are pulling the floods here where they went B there, but they left one on site as they got the 4 out. So at the very least, they can go back to it, or Zed Evan has a huge flank.
Ooh, Floods knowing that they might go a full commit. Oh, goes in for the flank, but it doesn't happen, so we're already 4-5.
We're going to see a plant here. Viper's holding with the Odin. Ooh. Spray through to get some chip damage there. Yeah. I like that. Just kind of shooting and then instantly going back because you kind of know there's too many angles you can be shot from.
Yep, and it just makes, Ooh.
Oh, Kinetic playing really aggressive here.
Ooh, Kinetic's so close. They know that they got the flash. Goes in for a second one.
This should be a good dart here. Gonna do at least one ping. Yep.
Oh, what a
got a little bit of dart. We do have the Zed Evan Hunter's Fury, so obviously has that. Oh, Itachi, great shot.
Ooh, Kinetic right around the corner though.
And now Zed Evan gonna be pushing up here for the Frozen Horizon. Frozen Horizon, tries to make something happen, but.
And Kinetic with another 3Ks. Little exit spray.
We're going to see 3 ults up in the Infernos now, so I can kind of see maybe an A site take or something like that with the Virus Pit, or even just running it back for B, because whatever they're doing is working.
Yep. And that ult, the Sky ult, the Seekers just get you so much info.
Yeah.
So I could see her going pretty deep somewhere and then just popping it. Looks like she's not really worried right now, hanging out in spawn, but I'd like to see that one come out early, especially with so many other ults on the table. That gives you a lot of important information about what the round is going to look like.
Absolutely here. And the Floods were on Eco last round, so they're actually going to have a full set of guns this time. So they will have those Vandals and Phantoms to have, you know, even the playing field here. Viper's playing really aggressive. You're gonna obviously get that dog out first, get some information. Kinetic playing really aggressive.
Wow.
Oh, great shot.
Kinetic moving in for a second one. Not quite there. Oh my goodness.
Nice flash. We got the Seeker still available from each sky here, so I can see them kind of being ripped here soon. Okay. Oh, there they are. Okay, there they are. Maybe some counter coming out, I could see. Mo kind of body blocking Vipers there, making it a little scary.
It happens. Yeah, they should be facing opposite directions here.
They're getting flanked, though.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, Vipers is right on
Last
it.
player standing.
Ooh, Viper's got to play solo on here, and they're in a pretty good position to defend the spike, but oh gosh. That's the tag.
Ellie had a fantastic shot. Got Vipers on the actual jump off there.
These Sova lineups have been so clean today. We've seen some really, really sneaky ones.
That was great utility from both teams there, and honestly, I loved the trading back and forth. It seemed like both teams really wanted to hold that down. I mean, Vipers had a great flank there. Ellie's shot right here on the Vipers was just a really clutch shot overall. I think this was a really great shot. She has a very small window and just hits the headshot. We do hear an op out, by the way, and if that's kinetic, I think you can do some really big damage with that. But I could definitely see it being Itachi, obviously, because they are the defenders here with the Floods, and that defender's op could be huge, although they just did buy it, I believe, but, you know, we'll see here soon enough.
Let's get into it. Wow, what an aggressive B posture from both teams.
It has been... Oh, I like that. I really like this Hunter's Fury here.
That is a good call. Not getting a lot of... Oh,
Gets
wow,
one.
never mind. Is able to take out the other Sova with that.
Yeah, this kind of has kind of adapted over time where sometimes Sovas will just hear them instantly go to a site and actually insta-rip ult because you're most likely to be the most bundled there. So even though you don't have exactly an idea where they are, if you just kind of shoot in the general area of where they're going to push, you can at least get one. And that's huge because they get, you know, Zed-Evan right away, and he has the Hunter's Fury as well, so you have no Sova utility for the rest of the round.
Right. Yeah, and no Sova utility when our Sova utility's been so good.
Yeah.
I mean, when I play Sova, because he's not my main, I usually have the lineups in the beginning, and then I'll forget for the rest. Ooh, Spike down filter. 3v3, but Spike is out.
Some back and forth trading going on in each team. I'd love to see that. Connect does have the knives this round, so I think the Itachi was the one who had the op early round, or maybe Solar back. The RGX Vandal, that everyone's talking about now as the greatest Vandal skin. People are saying, not my words.
Not my words.
I also think it's the best Vandal skin out right now, but it's really,
left.
you know, it's subjective, obviously. And I could kind of, you know, the Jets usually play in that verticality here, obviously pretty common.
Yep, it really is a Jets map.
Solix is going crazy here.
Oh my goodness.
This is the standard kind of ult spot.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
does get kinetic. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Forza Horizon is like, I don't know, they're jumping from tree to tree on this Raze. It's like kind of like a Tarzan, but, you know, Raze, I guess.
Love the old school Raze style plays, looking for huge showstopper after a bunch of blast pack, but to pull that 15 seconds on the clock to reply to a Viper's Pit is huge, because that Viper's Pit is such a good target for a blast pack, because it literally says like, hey, there's someone here, and this is the distance they could run.
Absolutely, and I think them just ripping through is just really hard there. I think they call a pause, just in time.
Yeah, a little pause timer.
Seems like Itachi DC, that's fine, happens all the time.
Yeah, it's important to have Itachi back. Lots of knife show, little faces, sprays. Oh, a tragedy. Hopefully he comes back soon.
Yeah, I think it just seemed like it was a quick DC there, come back right away, so we should just see them come back right away. But overall, I think this map at Icebox has been really fun. We've seen, obviously, this week has been an interesting week for maps. We've seen a lot of like two-peats in terms of like both teams, you know, two separate teams playing the same map. We've seen a lot of split recently,
Yeah.
And now we've seen the Icebox, which is kind of cool. Icebox obviously being great so far, and we'll get back right into it. And we have two ults from the Sun Inferno, still have that Hunter's Fury up for Zed-Evan, and then Kinetic is actually have those knives. Still holding those, but other than that, no ults left. Playing this tube, which I really like.
This could be a huge kitchen play for somebody right here. Oh, so much action in such a small place. This kitchen kind of gives me some anxiety sometimes. That Evan looking to use that drone to get some space out here. Lexic makes his spot known as he takes one down and is taken by Akachi.
Oh, great job by Fryer there.
Bringing us to a 4v3 with so much info. People are just all over each other in such that tight space. That Evan and Viper's working together to take down Ellie. Now they own the site here. We got one or two coming around. One real slow. It doesn't look like Raze is going to be here in time, but we have one peeking around Snowman here. Ooh, very close. Almost did not make it out of there.
The res is up, but I don't think anyone's within range.
No.
But they do have the Hunter's Fury here, so I think the biggest thing is they actually just need to play to protect that Evan here.
Yep, and that's the thing. I don't think I would use the res when perfect. Yep, you can just take it.
I will say that was a quick Hunter's Fury, because usually the first time with Hunter's Fury, you're probably going to fake it. But at least they know, you know.
One enemy remaining.
Great shot by Viper there.
Did get the half. Excellently played.
Honestly, Hunter's Fury worked out well. I mean, they used it more so to just kind of stall.
He really did. Yep, kept it on the target and played real slow, but they were right on top of that afterward.
Yeah.
So, no, good reads, good plays.
5% a great flash there. Great utility from either team here. They have the Seekers back up for the Inferno, so I can see maybe an A push because those Seekers get a lot of value here by seeing, you know, who's higher, who's lower, and who's in these corners and stuff like that. So, the one cool thing you do with Sky Flash actually is there's a little divot on site there you can use to go through and basically flash like whoever's on that site without flashing your team, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Learned that recently.
Like cheeky Sky plays.
Yeah.
A full push in, but gosh,
Itachi played really aggressive.
Right out of the mouth of the maze. Take care of the boom bot, and they're going to keep pushing in. Ooh, those blast or the paint shells just trying to hold him back a little bit. And I know you said this earlier, defending A is really just about wasting time, because you really do have to fight through this tight little area on A.
Yep, because now you can see the floods are rotating as we go.
Oh, Kinetic's so close. Almost
Forza with 2K.
Forza's still hungry for more. He gets the paints back out.
Forza's not afraid to peek.
Zed Evan is already watching that flank, as he should be. We have one moving up in here as these four kind of wrap around the two. What a good flash.
I think. Oh, nice shot by Zed Evan there.
Ooh, taking care of the flank. Looking to follow up with some more. Takes another one. They're jumping at him, but he's backing up. Oh, and a 3-peek takes care of him. Ellie with the final kill there. And I think it to a 5-4.
Yeah, that was kind of a save round from Floods. I'm pretty sure Itachi was the one who used knives. We saw a Judge there also saving, and they ended up getting guns back from it. So it's actually huge for the Floods here.
Yeah, Floods are just rolling in money here.
And I'm kind of seeing where the Infernos are probably to go now, because they're like, well, A's not really working.
Looks like he'll push through mid, which we haven't seen a ton of.
The one thing I will say is the Seekers are left up, which kind of sucks there. So it could have been a huge opportunity. So we'll see that from upcoming here.
We haven't seen a lot of mid push, just mid fight.
Kinetic kind of looking here.
Oh, was able to take one right out of the two. Goes to follow with the Seekers, and that's huge. Making a hole in defenses and using it to place the Seekers gives you huge information to whether they go left or right. More ults coming out. It's great to be here. Taking care of the Seekers. Zed Evan using that info of the other. Oh, almost gets caught here. Only 25 health. Staring in the eyes of Ellie. Looks right into the 5 move on it. Take it down. Now we're to 2v3. Infernos have the spike.
Okay, Mo just kind of playing on site here. There's a 2. Oh, wow. 2v2 now. Okay, they do take Prior down, which is huge. Now it's a 1v2 here.
He's sprinting right out of there. Going through mid, trying to make his way to A. A good call, but they might catch him in the... Oh, no.
No, we're good. We're good. I think the biggest thing is they probably heard... I think they heard... I think they heard Forza rotating, and I think that's why they're going A.
Yep.
Get the ult orb here, and they have the plant. That's 2 points for Mo. Obviously, you always want to have that res as much as you can. Classic wall here. I like that wall a lot. Yeah.
Plants away from the wall. I don't really like that.
I think the one thing is I could see Forza playing really aggressive here to try to maybe split them up and go 1 for 1.
I don't know. You don't have a whole lot of options here. They are really leaving the site here. And
yeah, I think they're going to play for lineups for selects here.
Man, when you still have Mo, I would stand a little bit closer. I can understand trying to defend.
Well, I think the reason is as long as Slugs gets the basically the Molly out, they don't have to worry about it. And just like that, yeah. See, this is now Mo's going to leave now because obviously they really haven't said anything. Ooh. See him? I think you just got to play slow at this point.
Yeah, pressure's on. There's not a lot you can do. They kind of all have to just like get taken by the blast.
Yeah, the Viper lineup is always good to know because you can just stall for as long as you want.
Good times.
I think Forge is like, all right, I'll just keep the weapon I have, go from there.
A beautiful play. They're bringing us back to 5-5. It is neck and neck.
I was say there's just a lot of back and forth action here, which we just love to see overall. The one thing the Floods have said is they've actually been working on the comms and practice keep clean comms during fights, especially because, you know, you never know. Sometimes, you know, comms can get really loud during fights. So I think it's a good thing to kind of realize what information is good information and when to say it. 'Cause sometimes, you know, when they're right in 1v1 scenarios, you don't want to be the backseat and kind of throw them off or stuff like that.
Yeah, no needs to be yelling. He's red.
Okay, Zed Evan. Darth?
Moving
They're
right
going to
in.
have no one there.
Yeah, only one person defending. It was a very fan hold from the Floods there, which is understandable after you get a big mid push that leads to a win. I can understand being like, all right, watch our bases this time, guys. But looks like Infernos were moving real slow there. They have a little bit of a split push. They might be trying to bait some A rotation so they can get some utility out of B or mid movement. But looks like we already have Floods staring down mid and anchoring on B.
Ooh,
so
nice flash. They know information is there. They're just going to plant and then play.
Oh, no, it was close, but it wasn't there. Now I've got to move around it. They're walled against themselves.
Yeah.
That's rough.
You
And
know
it's
what?
worked the
They're just
rotation.
rotating.
They're like not even going to put up with it. Zed Evan goes down in mid there, meaning they've got to rotate way out and
They
be
do
careful
trade
with
one
that
for
mid
one,
move.
though, so I think it opens it back up for him. Fire just straight dry peeking that.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of damage out as well as he receives some, so not too bad.
No, and beyond damage, some intimidation.
I think those are Seekers on the map, I believe, showing the flank, yeah. Oh, we're going to have bullets there. Ellie, great shots, though.
1-for-1's all over, bringing us to a 2-3 with Spike
One
down.
enemy
And he doesn't
remaining.
have the wall to protect it, so they've got to be on top of this thing. Also, they don't really have anyone who can keep lineups, so Raze, taken out from a distance back at Snowman, and that brings us to 5-6 Infernos. Is this the first time they've had the advantage?
I think so, yeah. This is the first time of the game they've gone up in terms of rounds. I will say I actually like Mo. They were thinking about rezzing there, but they're like, you know what, it's 3v1. I'm going to save it for next round because it could be the difference this round. So I think Sage Ult obviously is a good thing to save, especially if you have the money to do so.
Yeah, but this is a chance to use it. Last round before the swap, I love seeing all these ults on the board last round before the swap. Do you think we'll see lots of Viper Spits?
I could see both Viper Spits being used for
That's
sure.
what I'm thinking.
The biggest thing is I could see Viper Spit using B right away, just to kind of hold that off and, you know, decline that from the enemy team.
Then I could see a Showstopper as a reply to the other one. There it is. Yep, the whole
See,
thing.
I'm a fan of the Viper's ult within the Viper's ult, so then everyone's 1 HP.
They're going to push into it, and the people at A know it. So we already see some rotation over in a potential flank trying to catch him here. Hopefully a top in the middle. Kinetic getting
Does get
early
pebble.
money.
There goes the Viper Spit.
Viper Spit
Oh,
down.
Tachi gets 1 for 1. Oh, there's the Showstopper coming out, but his defense here.
Earlier than I thought it would be.
Last player standing.
Huge! Takes a 3K, and they're stuck there. You can't rotate out after that.
Wow.
Oh, what a swarm.
I mean, Forza Horizon came in literally like a car.
Oh,
if you saw how far away he was and he had the double
Switching
satchel,
sides.
he got a lot of distance.
Oh, love those double blast packs. That is massive. A 4K from Forza Horizon bringing us to the half.
And that was, I think he just hit the pack of 3 of them and just honestly, that just
Totally.
insta-wins you right. If you see it right here, you can see it kind of pops right here. Look how
Oh,
far away he is in the
all
mini-map
grouped
here. He just gets so much distance and then just hits him right there and gets all 3. Great
That
play by
is
Forza Horizon.
So wild.
And now we're going to see the half. So 6-6, just honestly ideal back and forth here.
Yeah.
The Floods are going to be attacking now, and we're going to see the Infernos obviously defending here. Mo's going to be most likely kind of using this wall to defend this tube angle. But we are seeing the posture from Floods, that 5A. I can see them Floods being pretty aggressive here because they've been doing a pretty good job of playing really aggressive. So
Do you think we're seeing a Viper flank right here?
I think the moment that you kind of full commit A, the Viper's always just going to push up.
Right,
I think it's just, you know, the moment you can get that kind of, just the idea of having someone behind you like, forces at least one
Having
people
that
looking.
pinch threat, kind of corralling him in.
And that's why I think over time Chamber might be using this map more and more.
Oh.
His slow is really good for that flank there.
Okay, I hear that.
Spike planted.
And just like that, we're going to see Solex coming in. No one's really checked behind them yet.
A little bit scary.
Solex gets 1 Pebble. Does go 1 for 1 though, but still overall not bad.
A lot of info there from the sky.
I think that's just going to hold this.
And another one, Ellie replies, taking him
Enemy
down.
remaining.
Viper's trying to get Priors. Or
It is
Last
half.
player standing.
Oh, great flash. Oh, and Viper's clutches it out down to the wire. 10 HP.
Absolutely
That's
massive.
unfortunate for Ellie. It's a great try, though, but a phenomenal flash that ultimately probably won him the round there.
Oh, yeah. And Scott, like, really, I think Skye's flash outdoes even her ult. It's just so huge that you can move it around, and once you're a good player, you can move as you walk, just like we just saw. That flash took on made a 1v1 an absolute downhill battle.
Especially those pop flashes where it makes it so it's, you know, you never flashes you, but it makes it so they can't really react to it.
Yeah. Mo looking to take off the tube so that they can bend towards A, make sure it doesn't happen again. Sounds like it's a good read. We'll probably see the same thing we happened last turn. This time maybe just a little bit different. No, they're pushing up into mid and tube's already been
They took a lot
off.
of damage right away. I don't know what that was from. I think it might have been the Viper wall actually of them walking through.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of
Yeah, so
decay.
they're all back. Yeah.
Ooh, don't really have the option to go mid. Wow. Taking that one early.
I like that Kinetic just backing up there. He really wanted to stay and play for those greedy, like, you know, extra kills, but ultimately his discipline backs up, calls it a day. Dead Evan gets Pryor down.
Ooh, Viper almost takes that second one. Not quite there, but now they've got the info on where they're at. And
Solix
looking to
flanking,
pinch
yeah.
him out. Oh, takes one,
remaining.
and that's the spike.
Spike
The game's
down
moved.
A.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I will say Solix is doing a great job of this Viper. Just, hey, okay, they're not coming my B. I'm just instantly pushing out and I'm flanking.
Yep.
And the thing is the Infernos are the Floods are not really committing someone to watch behind them. I don't know if that's obvious because they've saved the last 2 rounds. That maybe could be just, you know, numbers. Let's use the numbers and work off that.
Sure.
But, you know, I would think that maybe, okay, I guess they're not even going to work about the flank if they can just go to Solix.
Yeah.
But Solix has been a really good, like, I guess he's a Sentinel player. He's really been a really good Killjoy player. And Viper kind of makes sense on him on this map because he's just used to that. And great kind of crossfire used here. In 1-for-1 there, actually. One thing I will say is Infernos are doing a really good job of getting a kill and leaving. They're being really disciplined and not worrying about, like, you know, 50-50 plays after that and not letting it trade 1-for-1. We see both the drones nodding to each other. Yeah, I would say Ellie did just kind of stick out a little bit there, just saw the arm.
Yeah, a good call from Selexic. Holding that down.
Is
Kinetic
flanking.
looking for the flank with a Marshall. Might be able to take a really cheeky one here. Oh, you can't stop moving or that happens. That is so rough. They know where they're at, though, and now all they have is a shorty and a Marshall, so they got to play
One
really long and
enemy
really
remaining.
close. Selexic looking to pinch up with that, and Mo trying to get the same utility out of it. Might be here. There it is. So good.
And they're going to get some guns from that. It seemed like the Infernos might have been on kind of a pseudo save there.
Yeah, kind of bonus stuff from it.
Yeah. So, overall, great job.
Whoa, so good to see.
Kinetic was like, all right, well, this makes it easy for me.
Yeah, and then you kind of trapped there, so people come in
Yeah.
to save him, but it's just not there. The people behind yellow hold really well. Not all the way, though, so...
I also like the push there from Solix and the kind of Mo having the trade for them because, you know, you don't want to give them advantage of just trying to play for these 1-for-1s.
Yes.
Or, like, in spots where it'll benefit them to go 1-on-1. So,
Right.
do you like that? Ooh, kind of a 5-stack A here from the Floods, kind of calling Inferno's bluff.
Look at this aggression from both sides. Oh my goodness, I would love to see some serious game here. Looks like Spike's in pocket, which means they're not a 5-6-1 here.
Okay, yeah, they go 2. That's good. This aggressive play, who's actually playing defense, it seems like.
Yep. Goodness, coming right out.
Oh, Vipers.
Not seeing.
Oh, they did get shot, though, so they know at least one's there.
Blinded.
Mo walling up. Yeah, there it is. Great job. Oh my gosh.
That was a really detrimental flash there.
I also think Mo's wall was huge.
Oh yeah, that was
Playing
crazy.
that high ground and having that flank, it's just impossible. And if you're the Floods, you're like, what? This is a great timeout, by the way. I do want to say, I think the one thing is that we've talked about in the past especially is timeouts are huge, and I think sometimes people don't use that or utilize that enough. And I think right now, Floods have just gone down 4 rounds in a row. They're kind of probably feeling a little anxious. They're kind of feeling pressured.
Yeah.
So at that point, call timeout.
Especially
relax,
after, don't even say anything. There's nothing to discuss here. It's just that was such an intense round, and they're on such an uphill battle here. They've got to get another 6 in the time that they have 2. So they've got to be triple playing here, and you just need a second to calm down after a rush like that.
I also think it's,
play is getting sloppy, after, like, you know, make sure you set someone, assign someone to watch flank after that keeps biting them.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing also is more so, like, when something like that happens, it's good to obviously take that minute break to kind of relax after that big speed. But I think it's also a good thing to kind of talk to each other when you're not just, like, thinking you're on a timer.
Yeah.
Like a fast timer, so you can be like, hey, this is what we want to do. Or whatever, you know, we can reflect, too. We've done this in the past. Let's work on that. That's actually a really cool
Wow,
wall.
that's a great combo play. That was pretty cheeky.
And there's the Viper's Pit. They're going to use it, I think, to just kind of take on sight here.
Yeah.
Where's the dog?
Oh, dang it.
And we're going to see the operator kind of coming in effect here.
Considering a rotate back out.
Yep, indeed. I mean, Infernos are kind of just defending that. With the Viper Spit, it's pretty hard to kind of take that site now.
Really
so
is.
they're going to back off, and they are to get to A first, I believe. So if they go quick enough, they could get the numbers advantage and hopefully take site. But unfortunately, they're actually stopping.
Yeah. Doesn't look like they went for it, which is strange considering that Viper is going to stay there with the pick to prevent you from holding.
Mo gets a great pick onto Ellie. That's just what they kind of need on this defense here, and it's making it really hard for the Floods to kind of make something happen. So 5v3, the numbers are really stacking against them
and they
here.
move back into the Viper's pit. That's a rough one. So defense is already ready for him.
And they
back
don't
over.
really have enough time to rotate another time.
No, they were kind of late to both
30
spots.
seconds left.
Selexic is kind of getting trapped here.
Mo gets another one. Oh,
Ooh.
Itachi gets
One
one.
enemy remaining.
That means pit is down, but so is the Spike. Ooh, 3 people on that one. And there it goes. Inferno's
I
taking
did hear an
another
operator,
one.
yeah. But I think that's the Inferno's one, yeah. So once again, we're actually to see 11-6 for the side of Infernos here. And the Infernos have also been focusing on good comms, and basically the thing is you know, comms overall is usually a same, I guess, thing that all these teams work on, because comms are obviously so important in a game like this. So you can obviously see the Inferno's comms are looking pretty good for the most part, since a lot of them are staying disciplined and stuff like that. I think a lot of these guys are holding each other accountable, which I think is good. Of like, hey, you know what, get a kill, back up, stuff like that. You know, doing a great job with that. And Solix, I will say, has been terrorizing this B. It makes it impossible, really, for the Floods to attack B in the slightest.
No, I've been holding that hallway every single time. Here they come in for the flank as well. It looks like we finally have someone flank guarding though as they take Selexic down. Good marks Ellie.
Okay, we're to see the Seekers coming out. I love to see that.
So close combat though, it has a different use.
Yeah.
Spike
Okay, a lot of
down
utility
A.
coming out here. Not too many people going down. Just 4v4 at the moment. Itachi does get Zedevan once.
See defense trying to move back in. It looks like Spike is already down at the very top here.
Vipers gets Itachi, which is huge for them, I think. And then Mo does have ult, so maybe look for a res. More like a bait res of anything I could see.
Yep.
Oh, double peek there. That's great.
Good one. Mo kind of stole it from him.
One enemy remaining.
Yep, that brings him down
And
to
just
the ball.
like that, man, Infernos just seem pretty hard to stop on their their retakes. They're playing it all together and playing really well. So,
bringing us to match point, another 6-12.
which, you know, last game, you know, after it was kind of that match point, you know, the Monsoons did win a lot of rounds in a row. And look at that, Kinetic obviously at the top, Viper's doing a great job, and Forza Horizon doing their best as well. And a lot of people are like the scoreboard, at least for the side of Infernos, is pretty evened out. Like you see that it's within 4 kills of each other, so that's from top to bottom, which is huge. Whereas you look at the Flood side, it's like a 13 kill gap, I believe, ish.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking so much about Select6's technical play and just repping it over and over again and drawing good back support, and they're still, you know, lowest KDA. Wow, look at that aggression. Viper's already taking care of things. We have a very up-close op here. They're just going to get pinched right here in the A.
Oh, Kinetic has the op. And I will say, once Kinetic gets that op going on the defense, it's really hard to stop him. Oh, the Showstopper's coming out here. Big play.
Good.
Does get one. Yep.
Able to take one out.
The Infernos are responding though. Mo's just get the kill.
Goodness, we're already down to 3-3.
I think it shows the Viper. Oh, the Viper's wall is active.
People considering moving back to B or maybe just getting a better hold on A. Looks like they're going for the full rotate.
I like the Flood's idea here. We're gonna rotate out. It seems like the Inferno are just not moving. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't mind if the Infernos end up playing to B all at once.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, sometimes you're like, oh, well, you go B first, and then they end up just playing the bad numbers game, right?
Yeah, they kind of feed one by one.
Great spot by Ellie. That just makes it really hard for them to deal with.
Excellent
Great flash, too. Going
good
for more.
response to the flash, though. That was a nice 180 there. Kinetic looking to move in and take care of that while we have people already in a Viper's pit holding that spike. I think Infernos really have it here.
Great shot.
Or, sorry, Floods.
Yeah. It is a 2v2 now, though. And they're both pretty healthy, so definitely able to make something happen. Zedevan has Dart in about 2 seconds here. They could be waiting for that.
Last player standing.
Oh. Good try.
One enemy remaining.
Does have time to still kind of win it, but has to get fast.
Oh.
Doesn't have time now.
Man. Yeah, you were saying, hey, he's got the info dart, he's got the high health, but both of those are just really well foiled by the Viper's pit. I think that was an excellent play by the Floods there.
I was thinking Taj did a great job of kind of just playing back and forth with that peeking, just kind of really making sure to stall to make sure they don't have that chance, because you always know that sometimes when you die, you're like, oh, it's a 50-50 if they get it in time. And that's usually when it comes down to like those, like, 0.10 seconds, 0.12, 0.13.
Yeah.
The scary ones.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, it's 12-7 here for the Floods. Floods looking pretty good, at least in terms of, hey, you know what, we can still kind of win this. And so we're going to see just, Inferno's kind of playing their default. I think they're going to play a little bit more safer could see. Oh, wow. Never mind.
Ooh, nope. Nope, they are more spread out, but goodness.
Viper's is going to pick, though. Kinetic is still playing really aggressive, does have that dash still available.
Oh, Kinetic can totally see it. Just absolutely eyes on. Viper's looking to cover their back. Takes care of the info, but it's just not enough. They're looking to get that.
Yeah, it's really hard to try to kill
Kinetic
a Jet.
has got to play hopscotch over this wire here. Oh, I wish the op had gotten more utility out there, but it's a 4v3. Floods got one down, and it looks like they're keeping Selexic on the B, so they're playing an uphill game here at A, but our people on Floods are just not really pushing it. They're letting kind of the Infernos come to them.
Oh, good try, but I think Viper's got a lot of damage out there. Yeah, if you look on the side of Floods, they have 3 very low members. And the Sky can heal them up to about 100-ish, but she still stays low herself, so at least 1.
Yep. And there it is. Just like you said, the Vipers is so low.
The knives are available by Kinetic, but Solex is still here ready to defend B. So this is going to be kind of crucial to see how many he takes on with him.
Doesn't get pinged in. Oh my gosh, he's behind them all. Oh no, he gets 30 seconds on, but he changed targets, so they got the spike plant. They're back to low health.
Really low.
We might see a little bit of heal here.
I'd love to see some communication go on with, say, Kinetic, hey, use your knives. Like, they're all within 1 shot of your knives.
Yeah. Each you could get a refill.
There it is. Yeah.
On
Okay.
all of
I
them.
think they did make that decision
Good
of, hey,
calls.
you know what? They're all really low. And I think you just hold this and have Kinetic kind of go crazy.
Yep. Kind of bait them into the knives as they move over.
There's 2.
Another one.
Last player standing.
Almost on this third one. He's
got
got
to play
crowd in
aggressive
here. Pushing up nice and smooth.
I like this dash.
Switches. Might see a nice little right click here.
Oh, good
so close,
try.
but it's all right. They still got him.
Yeah, the knives call was really close. I mean, we saw two one-taps in terms of just straight to the chest. But, I mean, Floods 8-12, they're definitely not giving up and saying we are not over yet.
Definitely not.
And I will say, like, the longer this goes on, especially, even if Infernos win this game, it definitely puts strain on you.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you get to 12, it's almost like, okay, well, we should have won this round, this round, this round, this round, this round, this round. And you start thinking a lot. Whereas, like, the Floods, if you end up, let's say, even losing this round, you're like, hey, at least we know we can at least get into it with them.
Yep. I totally hear that. Match point is a different game.
And Kinetic just once again playing aggressive. He does not care in the slightest about being seen. He is like, try me.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that. I do love that.
You know where I am? Well, I know where you are.
Yeah.
So let's see who's going to win this op or whatever you.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, let's see who can react faster. And honestly, I love the confidence.
Yep. And that confidence goes in with not being greedy too, because you could say, oh, I don't want any info on me. I don't want to take any damage. Instead of saying like, let's see what you got.
Yeah, Solex is just holding B.
Oh, Solex, the master of holding B, makes sure
Kinetic gets a
nothing
pick
happen.
too on their side.
Ooh.
Solex is
low. The low health there, but still holding it super well, and they're all stuck right here in mid.
Yeah, the Sky's gotten a lot of utility from both teams here for this heal.
Yeah, no, that has been good. That's something that I feel like is underutilized from all Skies just in general.
And the Seeker's coming out. Looks like the Infernos are pretty favored to win this last round. Great shot.
Spike down.
Oh, Itachi with I think that was a collat.
Yeah, Itachi going crazy there.
Itachi, if there's one person to win this, I think Itachi's that person.
Don't know where Mo's looking. Sometimes I'm worried about Mo's crosshair placement, but that's all right. Zed Evan trying to get Itachi right here. And Itachi has knives out, did she?
Not anymore. Right-clicked. Got rid of him.
Ooh. Oh, what a rough.
Okay, Itachi with the 4. Could be the ace. Gets the spike.
Oh, my goodness. Zed Evan's going to go over? No, he's considering go back under?
Zed Evan does have the Hunter's Fury, but does he rip? No.
10 seconds left.
No.
I like that dart.
Spike planted.
Doesn't seem, unfortunately. 1v1 here. Itachi's kind of low, but their plan is going to be reactionary. Oh!
Wow, what? So close. And that is game. Infernos take it against 8.
And that was just a fantastic game. That was back and
Defenders
forth for sure.
And such an intense last seconds.
Yep. Do you want to be seen by expert college recruiters? Talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team manager, general managers, game producers. Then join the club. Esports Tower players get inside access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score some exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. And we take another look at the standings to see how we got here in terms of, obviously the grand finals. And at the same time, the Infernos are on the match point after their win on Icebox. Can the Floods bounce back and force a Game 3? We will be playing on Bind, so any kind of quick thoughts on the Game 3 before we go to our break?
I want to see more Raze play.
Yeah.
That's
I will
basically
say,
it. Raze and Sova.
Seeing Forza play this Raze is honestly great to see. Some aggression by both teams here. And so don't go anywhere. This Game 2 is going to be great, so we'll see you right after this break.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting it from the Boise State Esports Game Pants Arena, and welcome back to the Esports Tower Winter Rumble Week 3. The Infernos are on match point after a win on Icebox, and we're going to go to Bind from Game 2. A map the Infernos have practiced quite a bit this week. Will that give them the advantage, or will they need to give them the advantage to close out the series? I'm your host, Brandon Redhots Koziancic, and joining me to call the action today is Greg Old Soul Smith. And Greg, we just saw a fantastic game back and forth here there. And, you know, now that we are going to be playing on Bind rather than Icebox, which has been the last 2 games, what do you think changes for both teams here?
Space. The space on the map is totally different. You don't have as much small space. You're dealing with a lot more large space. So I'd like to see a lot more op shots. We honestly have seen some op moves and some martial moves, but it hasn't been a race to the op like some maps it is.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially with, you know, 2 op players on each team being really really good, you know, to their ability. I think I'd love to see that. And, you know, of course, with every game, we got to talk about Doc's keys of the game, which are presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. And in Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate angles. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And now we kind of talked about it. You know, Bind is a really fun map overall, and I think, you know, the op is actually a big focal point here. I think both teams, like we said, have great op players, and I will say we both have 2 great Sova players as well, and I think Bind is a fantastic map for Sova. I could definitely see the Viper being switched out for Astra. I think Astra is huge in this map, so I think obviously that plays a big toll here. Other than that, I mean, I think in the past I've seen a lot of different actual team comps around Bind. I think a lot of different teams have practiced different things.
Right.
And especially since Infernos have said they've actually practiced this map a lot, I could see them kind of being to their advantages because, you know, Floods, I could see, you know, practicing other things, you know, working on stuff like that. So overall, I'm just really excited to see. Anything you want to mention about this map or, you know, agents, anything like that?
Oof, I don't know. Just from playing old days in the beta, I love seeing Rays on this map, but I'm also excited to see how Astra's smokes work because smokes are huge on this map. This was like the original place to learn vision denial and vision blocking. Icebox, it's just not the same. You have to use walls. You can't use smokes just because the verticality.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Rays thing is also huge because initially when Rays wasn't seeing as much play, she actually was still seeing Bind play.
Yeah.
But we're actually seeing some Chamber here from Vipers coming out
Choose
from the side
your
of
agent.
the Infernos. And I love seeing that because the one thing I will say is I think Chamber actually is just a better replacement for Cypher on this map because, like I said, the Chambers Chambers more so almost like alarm bot-esque is really good for flanks just because not only do you have to shoot it to get rid of it, if it does hit you, it alerts you and it slows you by an incredible amount. So just placing those behind you in these really cheeky spots is really hard to deal with, and especially, like we said, getting that free operator is also just an insane thing to have.
You talked about Forza Horizon being great on the on the Sentinel there, Killjoy, right? Who were you saying was?
I was saying Solix. Solix is traditionally, but Solix is actually playing the Sova here. I think Solix has really turned into a really good flex player.
How do you feel about, speaking about flex players, how do you feel about Ellie on the Reyna? That is a huge change. Well, typically that's a huge change moving from the Sage to Reyna.
Yeah,
but we know that their play style is a little bit.
Yeah, so actually in the fall Esports Tower, Ellie actually was primarily a duelist.
Oh, okay.
So she played a lot of Jet and she played a lot of Reyna as well. So I could see why they kind of probably, you know, looked at who their, you know, players play agent-wise. And Ellie was probably like, hey, I'm feeling really confident on the Reyna. She has been aiming really well today, so I could see her kind of popping off on that Reyna. So I'd love to see her shine on that. The one thing we will see is what we don't traditionally see is actually a Breach. Zedevin's playing Breach, which is pretty crazy here.
I think Breach is really coming back just because of how nice he is in...
Watch the shock darts here just in case. I like how they have the pull-in two at the same time, but unfortunately nothing actually hits there.
Yeah, no, we do love combo utility, but anyways, I think Fracture is making Breach a comeback.
Yeah. And I think people are just liking the pick overall. I mean, his flashes utility are pretty good, so I'd love to see some really good Breach play.
Ooh, starting to see that hookah smoke, and that is such a good defensive smoke.
Yeah, and they're actually not really wavering outside of it, so it looks like they're kind of just waiting off the smoke and going to be committing, possibly. Yes, they are.
Moving at once, but two are taken down. Vipers, Kinetic, and Mo. Look at him. Oh my God, Kinetic! Oh, dude, what a fast run! They all kind of jumped in at once, which I definitely appreciate the full frontal attack. But when your defenders are in good positions, all watching each of them their angles, you basically kind of set yourself up to be team killed. Borderline Team Ace there if Kinetic hadn't picked one up.
I will say, I mean, I do like how they all went out of hookah at the same time.
Yep.
At least they all committed at the same time. It doesn't seem like they're on, you know, on different pages, but they got gunned down because they are right in the open and they have to worry about so much utility.
And it was just that smoke. It was such a good defensive smoke where you can't see anything moving out, but everyone still has the same doorway that they have always been watching.
Yep. And we're going to see, obviously, the classic where the Floods would be full saving, kind of just looking for picks here and there. Kinetic is going to be holding this with a Marshall. Going to be a peek here.
Ooh.
Misses one shot. Does get Itachi though. Itachi tries to dash and kind of catch him off guard.
And
But Kinetic
that
is going to push
aggressive
back.
Marshall right through back.
Yeah.
That is pretty intense.
Does get the ult at the end of the day though, so really not that bad. Kinetic is pretty lit, so they definitely are communicating that across. We're to hear some gunfire from the Spectre being used. Ooh, Kinetic, great shot to Briar there.
Beautiful shoulder shot there, bringing fire down to 9 health.
Our spike
Ooh,
down.
a good reply, a good dink from
Spike
Alexei.
down,
Unfortunately, ooh.
Oh, I see what Forza Horizon was trying to do there, but unfortunately doesn't get the bot
Yeah,
far
not
enough
quite deep
out.
enough.
Yep. Briar's
They
just
take
going to
it
play
down.
that corner.
Oh, a cheeky corner hole. Gets the reply,
gets
he
one.
does, but he's back down.
They got one, I guess, but they
Yeah,
got ult
yeah.
ARP. I mean, kind of expected, but, you know, not the worst. And just like that, 2-0 Infernos. And I will say the one thing I'm noticing at least is the Infernos aim right now in terms of just gun battles, they're winning. They're just winning a lot of them. Like, in terms of the 1v1s that we're seeing, Infernos are just overall winning more of those.
So Floods are going to have to, you think, reply really technically, or just
I
hone
think
down
so.
the aim? Okay.
I think the biggest thing is obviously always aiming better is nice.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing here, especially for attack here, is they're going to have to really combo some utility to make opportunities open. Because they're running 2 duelists, and they're going to have to, they're not having Forza's Rays create that space that they're used to having. Oh, nice shot.
And a good follow-up with the utility right there. Pryor's unsure whether one's in the pocket or not, so he has to use up some utility to check it.
But
He
it's
thinks
Chamber,
checked
so
it,
he's
so
gone.
he starts moving up. Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, and Chamber, just talking about chaining utility.
Yep.
Chamber right next to those teleporters.
Yep.
That can get a little tricky.
Absolutely. And we're going to see some... Oh, Chambers getting... I think Vipers gets another dink onto someone.
Oh,
These guys are just going crazy with the marshals.
that is unreal. I think we're going to see some real race to the op and some excellent op play later on.
Absolutely. I love hearing that chamber will go off too because it just has that sound about it.
Oh, so satisfying.
They are still kind of committing to this though. I mean, the Floods still have the technical gun advantage here. Great concuss. Ooh. But they're really committing to this.
Yeah, and that concuss wasn't to take anything. It's just to add pressure. Ooh,
Nice
Forza's
shot.
able to get out of there. That means they don't have that flank anymore, and they have the potential to move out. There's only one holding down A, but it looks like they've just got so much utility they don't want to move.
Yeah, I could see a possible rotate coming in from them because they did hear him go through TP,
30
but it looks like
seconds
they're
left.
actually committing because they only have 25 seconds-ish now.
Gosh.
Good utility being out here. Smoke's going out. Ooh, great sucking there by that.
Oh my gosh, that gravity wave was massive.
Down B.
Forza's got so much to deal with here.
I mean, one thing I will say is this Breach Chamber duo B long is really hard to deal with. Because, I mean, you have the Chamber who can just peek freely like a jet, essentially, but the thing is they can actually TP behind, so they don't have to worry about, you know, getting across.
Yeah.
And then that Breach to cover up for it with the concuss is just huge.
Yeah, I've never considered that combo there, but they do have a nice dynamic going.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, you know, with the Inferno saying that they've actually been practicing this map, it seems like, you know, they definitely weren't kidding. Because, I mean, right now we're seeing some great plays by them. And I will say, I mean, we haven't talked a little bit about it, but their communication seems just way better right now. Like, they all seem on the same page, and it seems like they are just really working together to make this happen. Floods are going to have to save here now, and like there's the op that you saw, and it's actually going on Vipers.
Yeah, I was not ready for Vipers to be holding the op.
But, I mean, it essentially works just like a jet, so I could 100% see that.
Ooh.
We're just
Moving
seeing,
nice and slow. That's super good for Vipers, though, in a play in the A area. Oh, there's that first call. It doesn't happen to double peek, though. Goes for the hair tie, but it does not land.
Spike down A.
That is a rough place to be down, too, because now they've kind of swarmed it. We see everybody but one moving over to A, and Itachi and Forza just have to sneak up in here with a Marshal and a Sheriff. Not the right distance to be playing for this spike here. Oh,
nice shot.
threading the needle. Goes gets hungry for the next one, but it's not there. They're all over the spike. Oh, takes one. Gets a third. Beautiful place by Forza Horizon. He's still pushing into the same site.
Fantastic shots here from Forza Horizon, just using that Marshal and popping off. That always feels good. He doesn't know where the other two are, but I like that reverse spot. And then now he can probably get... Oh, he goes through TP, but it could be to his left.
Oh, what good. Oh, no. So close.
Man, I'm not going to lie. I'm so mad if I'm Forza Horizon. I'm like, what is he doing here?
Teased. That is crazy. That was an excellent run and a good try, but unfortunately we are 4-0. But that's money, though. You know, that's a free op.
True.
And we see
And
2 ops on that side. Vipers gets to keep theirs, and an extra one enters the field.
Yeah, I will say they do have the Killjoy ult here, so I could definitely see them kind of playing that B long and then just looking to ult and take over a site and using that as something to kind of get some momentum going. But I don't think they have Hunter's Fury just yet, but they have to remember that they have these operators kind of holding these angles, and just like that, Viper's just getting a pick on Itachi.
Man.
Viper's just feeling good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they're running away from this. They're not going to see too much here.
Call.
They didn't clear left, though, so they're only going to see actually nothing.
Nothing.
Ooh, great
No
try
info out of
shot.
that, except that they don't see anything off to the side. That grabbed well. Pretty solid. Oh, fire absolute
nice.
corner. They're bringing us to a 4v2. Infernos are just absolutely capitalizing here.
Last player
Ooh, great try by Zevin. And
Ooh,
Vipers
Zevin-
actually finishes them off
cleaning
with
up.
the Chamber Sheriff.
Nice square-looking sheriff. Man,
And-
Vipers is going crazy.
And I would say this is the first, I think, Chamber we've seen basically all week. And this Chamber, like, kind of popping off. I mean, there's really not, like, obviously the kill difference. I think the Infernos, it's a 1 kill difference or 2 from the top bottom.
Infernos have been playing really,
Yeah.
you know, pretty smoothly. Like, every team member really gets the same amount of kills pretty often.
And I think that's a reflection of how well they're working together.
Yeah.
They're all holding these sites, not really playing really aggressive or, you know, playing to I want these kills or something like that. It's just kind of all, oh my gosh.
Oh, huge info there. Crazy kinetic on the op. I mean, having 2 ops and then the Phantom and 2 Vandals, you really have people that are ready to play close and ready to play far.
And especially being Kinetic, one of those, Kinetic is a really, really aggressive opper.
Oh,
so he's going to be playing those really aggressive spots that only Jet can play due to her dash, and just making it really hard to deal with. And it just seems like Floods are kind of almost like stun locked. They don't really know where to go or play off of that. Stuff like that. So we're going to hear the Jet Knives go off, but Tachi going to get the right click kill, I believe, because it didn't refresh.
Bot coming back.
Okay. Good. Nice.
Pebble's kind of pinched there, but they're able to get out of it. Now they pinch one U-Haul, takes him down. We're 2-2, and the spike is down right at the mouth of U-Haul there.
I was about to say the same thing. We're seeing Tachi kind of going to heaven here. Pebble kind of posturing back and forth.
Ooh.
Kinetic is holding the spot.
Tachi
But
might take the
Yep,
nice.
nice.
right here. So big.
Gun here.
and they
So big.
have Spike, yep.
Yeah, and he is just way off site, and I don't think he has a good teleport set up.
If he can, yeah, I think he probably might have held it, though. We'll see now. He does have the Operator, I believe, still.
Then he's got to go.
Yep, and Viper's
there it
gets a
is.
pick right away. Oh my gosh,
Oh my
just pulls
God.
out the Sheriff.
That's
Itachi.
pretty scary.
He shouldn't peek here.
Vipers doesn't have any other option.
Honestly, I respect Vipers for just holding this angle.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he jumped down. Oh, man,
What a
Itachi,
take.
great play, though, for Itachi. And I think Itachi getting the opposite is something that they really need right now to get something going. And I think that was a crucial round for Floods, because, I mean, the moment you just keep losing those rounds consecutively, one after another, it really hurts your kind of just mental overall.
Yeah.
But great round by Itachi, 4K, that's just what they needed to kind of bring it back and get things going.
Look at this force buy. Itachi has the money to go for an op and full shields and kind of drags the rest of the team into it. So
he bought his teammate, I believe, because he got the
did see that.
Yeah, the operator from last round.
So now Forza is looking good, but my gosh, look at that money on the Inferno side.
Absolutely. I think he's probably playing long here. He's probably, I will say, I mean, Itachi's probably playing pretty confidently here. And just like that, yeah, I think Itachi has some pent-up anger for that B long there. That's lifting it once, but doesn't do much damage anymore. They do have the kill drill here still, so I could definitely see that being used, possibly. They don't have a Hunter's Fury to react with it either, so they don't have to really worry about that too much. Oh, dry peek set. Oh my gosh.
I am surprised Itachi did not cash in on that one. That was
I think you just didn't expect Evan to just dry peek it like that. Itachi does get the kill onto Kinetic on the flank, so they don't have to worry about that too much.
Itachi and Ellie considering a second one. I don't like that side-by-side stack on the 2-peak because it kind of prevents the Jet from flashing away, but it looks like they got out of it okay. So much utility has been pushed in on B. It looks like they're going to try to rotate out to A just because there's one person holding it there, but let's see if they can make it in time.
Yeah, I like the drone.
Yep, sending in the drone's a good call. Ooh, might get some contact here as they start to move away from U-Haul. A good place to put down Spike. Kind of difficult to watch that. Setting it all up. They're kind of locked down here. Ooh, Solixic absolutely defending his ground.
Really good divide here.
Oh, that.
Oh no. Okay, so let's just get prior. I mean, Itachi. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
And they're just going to defuse.
Slexic did great work out of that wall. That was a huge wall for him. Getting the outros.
And Ellie is going to get 2 way to go, but unfortunately they did get the defuse, and it is going to be 6-1 for the side of Infernos. And I think they had 3. Actually, they had 1 living because of the very end there, yeah.
Yeah, Mo was the last one out.
1 second,
And where do you get Vipers back on that operator? Oh, Vipers ulted last round, but Itachi did kill him with the ult, so I think Itachi feels pretty good about that one. Something about when you battle people that you just get that ego that you didn't think you had. That you're like, I gotta beat this guy. Like I gotta show that I'm the better operator.
Yeah.
Spike drop.
So far, we've seen a lot of back and forth here. We're gonna see, you know, Flood's kind of posturing towards both sides. Seems they're kind of playing a default little action here.
I can appreciate that. Spike in pocket.
Yeah, they are kind of saving.
Push here on A with 1 hanging out on B. We haven't seen a lot of. I can't remember what you call it. It's not really flank, just 1 floating around.
Yeah, kind of a lurker.
Lurker, yeah. We haven't seen a lot of lurking action today.
Yeah, and it seems like it was shut down last round when I think Connect tried it last round, but Itachi just found him out there. Oh, through the smoke. Forge just kind of stood still. Oh, great trade though by Itachi still.
Ooh, bonusing up to that Phantom is pretty huge, and taking out that Marshall was big too, though. So we see doing well. Kinetic takes 2 of them right in a row.
Huge flank.
Itachi looking to clean that up in a second, but it doesn't happen.
And as you talked about lurkers, Kinetic comes in with the lurk and gets 3 of them.
Yeah, really abusing that mechanic, or just kind of capitalizing on something we haven't seen a lot of today. It's important to keep your tool bag full of strats.
Viper's just kind of waiting for his spot for them to kind of come right back into that operator fire. We're going to see Itachi just use the knives, I think, and then have Ellie end up probably just buying like usual. Floods do have enough to buy this round, so it looks like they are from last round, obviously. But overall, I mean, just some pretty good gameplay. I mean, some of these rounds have been pretty close. Others have just been pretty just one-sided after a certain point.
Yep.
These rounds are pretty
Itachi aggressive with those knives. Doesn't look like they get a lot out of it right off the bat, but that's okay. They're still pushing
just
nice
2.
and
They still got 3, yeah. You should do that 1 reset. Once you do that 1 reset, you're ready to go.
Ooh. It's a slow push. It looks like they've rotated back over to B, considering it, but they're just really hoping the defense pushes into them, but defense is not worried. They're holding angles.
Absolutely.
Still,
Here,
we have Itachi moving around, not sure what to do with these extra knives, trying to get that reset. Goes the long way back over to A. We see them just hanging out right here in market.
Ellie's going to be slowly kind of pushed up here.
Ooh, some action on our favorite hallway here. Might be happening soon. People peeking out from U-Haul. They're not in the spot they usually are, though, so we might actually see some action right on site. And there's the entry utility. Someone gravity wells in, but it's not capitalized on. They tried to, but Ellie just shuts them down. Now they own U-Haul, and they're moving around Lampstair. Trying to clear through the smoke, but there's nobody there. Itachi's still trying to get some out of the knives, and the Hunter's Fury comes out to try to take care of that Spike, but it doesn't happen. Spike is down.
Oh my gosh.
The Rolling Thunder pushing everyone back. Ooh, Ellie with that cheese right around the corner is able to come up, takes the second one, hungry for the third, almost there, sees it, doesn't happen, takes a bit of damage. Not too bad, though. Oh,
doesn't get the full heal off. Oh, Viper's the headshot. Itachi only has a classic here. Pryor has his lineups, though. He's waiting to hear that sound.
Ooh, absolutely waiting. Pryor patient with the trigger. Itachi trying to find one.
Yeah, the nice thing is he actually has Forza holding his flanks, so he doesn't have to worry about this.
One enemy remaining.
Yep, just like that. Great lineup. Obviously, we kind of know Pryor whenever he's sitting in a random spot that, hey, he has lineups for that.
Deploying drone.
Oh, Vipers with another kill onto Forza Horizon, and Pryor's not going to get him down, so I think Vipers is going to keep that that operator, which is still pretty big.
Nice.
A lot of money. 7-2 now for the side of Infernos versus Floods. And that's a good start for Floods to kind of keep going. I was surprised there because at one moment we saw the Hunter's Fury and the Rolling Thunder coming out at the same time.
Oh, it was
for the
so
Infernos,
much chaos.
But Floods somehow lived it.
Yeah. Not with a lot of money to show for it, though. We haven't seen Ops in Flood's hands for a while now, so they've been fighting an uphill battle here.
Yeah, and we're going to see Vipers still hold the op. Seems like they're kind of still feeling that, you know, the Kinetic and Vipers are probably talking, and, you know, Vipers are saying, hey, I'm still taking this. I'm feeling pretty good. And we've seen
the Floods op from Itachi.
We've seen a lot of, like, you know, kind of... Oh, wow. Kinetic playing really aggressive there. Oh, my gosh. This long is just going back and forth. Itachi does get their hands on the op, by the way, now.
Looking 3v3. Just trying to take care of some utility there. Oh.
A lot of damage taken by Pryor. Oh my gosh, Solix is just peeking. He's not letting go.
No, he is not afraid to dry peek that wall right there. Ellie looking back at the wrong time, but they're absolutely covered by Itachi with the off. Looking to get this fight down, but it doesn't happen. Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
Selexic owns that spot right there.
I will say, I like Solix's kind of peaks there because he knows that they're going to try to probably do a utility, and he's like, I'm just going to keep peeking you because you're not having your gun out.
Yeah, you cannot be caught with your bare hands right there, and he knows that once they get off utility, then they can just walk right past him. So he has to play really aggressive hold there, but he does a good job doing it. Got a 3K from standing right there. We see 2 ops on the board from one side and a budget op, the Marshall, our favorite, on one, and that's gotten so much utility today. Usually I kind of write the Marshall off, but oh my gosh, that 3K earlier and more to follow up.
Yeah, Forza Horizon did go crazy that round, and Pryor, it looks like we're just having a lot of sheriffs here on the side of that.
B push into Hookah. We already get some read for rotation off of A, and wow.
Man, it is so hard to deal with that.
Oh, it really is. No, and Breach does have a lot of utility here in those tight spaces, but getting him out onto open B or open A, he kind of isn't as important.
Oh, that almost double killed him with the shock dart there, I believe.
Pryor low health, having to move into this 50-50. Looks like they're successfully clearing out Hookah, though.
Pryor did take a lot of damage, 61 HP now.
Yeah.
I think the second one might have been a little off, and he was just a little too far. Okay, we're going to see some utility. I will say, historically, the Floods, this has not worked out for them.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Itachi getting on the site is a great start.
Oh, no! Oh, an excellent play with the K-Tac there, but they were just followed up with that stuff. That concuss coming out.
Okay, we're seeing, I mean, the Floods have the site now, but kind of stand. Ooh, great peek by Zed saves Vipers there.
Goodness, that burst fire was so close. Oh, Ellie, you cannot be
still there.
Knife out, and Selexic will hold that spot and he dies. That is his hill that died on Itachi, taken down right inside the tube there. Pryor with a little bit of a face-off here with Zed Evan. The takes it first. No! Oh, the cover fire was all it took. And Zed Evan takes another one. Yeah. Zed Evan's been playing super well right now.
I was going to say, it seems like Infernos, like anyone can kind of have their round.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to see those 3Ks, 3Ks, 4Ks, and I will say Zed Evan did a great job first covering for Vipers, peeking as Vipers was trying to get away, using their utility, and now they have that Rolling Thunder back up, and that's just a huge utility usage there, especially as an ult. And I'm really liking this breach in this map. We've never really seen it before in this map, or at least not in Esports Tower.
Sure.
And it's
not recently
great.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, it's getting a lot of work. All right, another push onto B. This time a really full push. Again, we see A reading it really well and moving straight over. Ooh. Already kind of showing their hands here. Oh my gosh, the op did not make it happen there.
Deploying drone.
Trying to move into sight. Another, we've seen this kind of rinse and repeat push where Pryor moves the drone out, tries to get some information, and then the ult once, but it's not really been helping him out. You see, and wow, actually catches one blind, takes care of the knives, but
oh my gosh,
Mo just goes crazy. Yeah, takes 3 out prior to reply by taking Selexic out, and now we're down to a 2-2, but goodness, look at that health difference.
Yeah, Despite coming out here for the side Infernos. Mo is quite low, so it's going to be kind of hard for them to try to retake the site. But they do have Zed Evan full HP, I think. So
Standing ahead.
Pryor's going to have his lineups, but unfortunately he has one shock dart, so that actually becomes less of a threat. Oh, Mo looking for the ace.
Oh, can they do it? Can they hunt down Pryor here? Mo and Pryor look like they might. Oh. No.
Oh. The thing is, if Pryor gets Zed Evan there, it's literally just probably a win just because Mo is elevated.
Oh, yeah. Mo is so low. But it was a double peek there, so even if they got Zed Evan, we could have seen a Mo ace just because they were on top of each other there.
And
switching sides.
I mean, like that was kind of what I said. I mean, Mo's at I think towards the bottom there, but gets a 4K and gets right there with the rest of his team. So
no,
timeout. Yep.
Unlike the other side, which unfortunately we only see one positive player.
Yeah.
Like people are kind of set up in their rank.
And I think the thing with Bind especially is when you can't find a good angle to attack on, it becomes really hard just because it seems like everything's out of reach.
Yeah.
And it seems like, especially like those B plays that we saw a lot there, they were trying to force these hookah plays and stuff like that, but you know, the Inferno were always ready.
Yeah.
It seems like they were always in place, ready to go, and you know they really didn't let up at all.
No. They're holding B super well, and Selexic holds that A really well.
Oh yeah, that A short.
Yeah, I think we need to see less short play and more people going They'll try to get a nice little op shot on B long, but they won't commit to moving garden and taking care of elbow, or they won't commit to bath. Taking care of heaven.
And I think that's just kind of like sometimes the mental conception you get though when you're just like losing long a lot and then you just stop going long because you're like every time we've gone there we've just gotten picked over and over again.
Yeah.
And that they're just going right back and they're running it quick to B as the Infernos are doing.
Ooh, this time they might have beaten them out. Not quite. Forza takes 2. Kinetic and Zed Evan fly though. Selexic will even it up, taking 2. Now we're at a 3v1. Can Pebble? Nope. Sorry, Pebble.
And I mean, I think Infernos were like, hey, I think this is how you should take B. And they just went in there, and they did not really leave at all. And
goodness.
I mean, Solix and Evan are just going crazy.
Oh, my gosh. And Selexic is, like, shown a good air of technical play, too.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
sometimes it feels like what he's doing is just super gutsy. But if you, like, actually pulled the, the textbook out, he's just playing really well.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think honestly, the side of Floods, you should just force here. I really do think that this is a round where you just run the stingers and you try as best as you can because I mean, 11-2 is quite a big gap, and you need something to get going. And right now, you have Classic versus just Spectres, and they are quite literally pushing. Just
taking out Itachi is huge for them, though. So they've already pushed. Yeah, they've already pushed defense way back into the bath here.
Kinetic gets
A lot of great options for them.
They're running Pebble down too. Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, good one.
Last player standing.
Unfortunately, tries to heal, which happens sometimes. Forza, look at this. Good one.
Woo, I was worried there for Forza, but he cleans it up.
Forza's gotten a lot of value out of this shorty today.
That turret almost saved him there, but I think they knew once they had taken Itachi and they knew that they had that leverage on the site, they had that hole in, that they were able to just kind of sweep.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing also is as soon as they figured out they were saving, like as soon as they figured out it was a full save, they are just going crazy.
And Floods, it was interesting that they saved there so close to the end of the game, but you can't save on the last point, and if you're low on creds to begin with, that's the time to do it. So really taking last-ditch effort here. Both that round and this round have all got to pay off now.
Absolutely, and it's 12-2, and I actually like this play by Infernos to actually upgrade the guns that you lost. Because I mean, you have such an advantage at this point. You're just gonna try to close the game right now.
Yep. So here it is.
Ahead.
Probably gonna have that. There's actually a really cool dart you can do off the water tower. Love seeing that one.
Okay.
We're gonna see the short just kind of pull, and
yeah, they gave him a
didn't use
lot of
utility
growth
by
there.
the way. They just dry peeked that.
Yeah. And usually we don't let them see. We don't see them get that far in short. So they've already got spiked down to the minute 15.
Great shot.
Wow. What a wallbang right there. Oh, a good reply to that once you know that info. Cashing in.
Fortunately, nothing really kind of comes out of it, but they do kind of slow him down to the very least.
Following up the drone, takes one long, but is not ready for that short one, and Itachi goes down, meaning that this 2-1 is a pretty smooth fight here prior. Just trying to get back around, trying to get eyes on that spike, but they've got pulled up in heaven here. And
just like that, your Infernos are your grand finals champions of the week 3 Rumble. So love to see that. Overall, great series. I mean, pretty fast game too, but I mean, great between these two opponents. Infernos taking their first, overall victory win. Also, kind of getting the Esports Tower. Want to be seen by expert college recruits. Talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team managers, game producers. Then join the club. Esports Tower players get inside access to industry rights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro and land a collegiate scholarship. And after we see the winner, there's always comes down to player of the game, the ICU player of the game, and out of tonight, who's your player of the game, or kind of who are you thinking of?
Man, I hate choosing the people that are duelists just because they get so much attention already. But Vipers was playing super well, and I love the way that they played. I don't know, like Itachi was really huge
I think
too.
game 1 especially, the Itachi versus that series was really good. I'd say game 2, honestly, if we're going by games, I'd say Vipers did a really good job. But that third game, Selects just went crazy. I mean, holding these angles, playing it so A short was just a non-factor to them. So honestly, in my opinion, it could go really anywhere. I mean, Itachi did a really good job consistently, but I mean, I guess we're going to see now. And it's going to be Itachi. I kind of figured because, I mean, even when they were losing these last couple of games, Itachi still just performed. And I think the biggest thing here is Itachi is one of these players that has kind of recently come up in the Rumble. We haven't really seen them in the past. And they're probably one of the best Jets in the league right now. I think they do a fantastic job overall of just staying consistent. They're always at the top.
Yeah. No, but we've seen some excellent players tonight.
Yep, and the player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's, helping members achieve financial success. Itachi is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game, and overall, like I said, I think it's deserved. Even though they lost those last 2 games, Itachi was just performing. There were so many times where we saw Itachi tonight at least get, I think, 2 or 3 4Ks, but unfortunately just couldn't, end the round, or they didn't end up clutching the round overall. So I just think, when it comes to player of the game especially, I think Itachi really deserves this one tonight. And, as we kind of come to an end here, so what were your kind of takeaways from tonight's games in the Esports Tower?
Ooh, I think that they really hit up all the things that I wanted to see: adaptation and technical play, using the ops and the smokes when they needed to be using, and kind of leaving them by the side when the map didn't really call for it. So I saw a really good game understanding today, and understanding of your other players' gameplay. Absolutely
agree, and I think these teams each week just get better and better. We had an exciting night of games to wrap up our Week 3 Rumble. The Infernos have claimed the top spot for the first time this winter and are building a lot of momentum to be a threat every week. Will they be able to go back-to-back in Week 4? Join us Monday at 6 p.m. EST to see how the Week 4 Valorant Rumble will kick off right here on the Boise State Twitch page, twitch.tv/Boise State. We'll close out with the top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20K bonus in your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Thank you so much for watching tonight, and have a great one. You're just not going to be able to use it at all. True. Oh, Luno gets one, but Shy's really low now.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Good response, but it's a 1-by-1. So Pebble cleans it up and brings us to a 1v1, and he's got the spike. He just has to play for time. He does not have to be aggressive here. So he's backing off a little bit. Luno has to push in and take that.
I think, I kind of like seeing, hey, let's just overload B, and then, you know what, let's rotate out.
And it's interesting because if you can threat rotating out, you kind of keep the other team on their toes, too. You can't put too much utility into the defense because they can just bait utility and then walk.
And the one thing I will say is Squad's doing a really great...
Massive 3K right out the door. And the people at A know it, so we already see some rotation over in a potential flank trying to catch him here. Hopefully it's in the middle. Kinetic getting early money.
There goes the Viper Spit.
Viper Spit.
Itachi gets 1 for 1. Oh, there's the showstopper coming out. But his defense here.
Earlier than I thought it would be. Huge! Takes a 3K. And there we see everybody but one moving over to A, and Itachi and Forza just have to sneak up in here with a Marshal and a Sheriff. Not the right distance to be playing for the spike here. Nice shot. Ready, the needle goes, gets hungry for the next one, but it's not there. They're all over the spike. Takes one. Third. Beautiful play by Forza Horizon. He's still pushing into the six.
Tried it last round, but Itachi just found him out there. Through the smoke. Forza just kind of stood still. Great trade, though, by Itachi still.
Bonusing up to that Phantom is pretty huge, and taking out that Marshal was big too, though. So we see doing well. Kinetic takes 2 of them right in a row.
Huge flank.
Itachi looking to clean that up in a second, but it doesn't happen.
And as you talked about Lurk,